Good evening, DBD Indo. I hope you've all had a good Sunday. Welcome back to week 1, day 3 of the Bloodbath Brawl. Tonight, we have some exciting matches for you. We have 2 series with 2 best of 3s. The first up, we have Kaido Kids vs 2 Savage. The picks are Mastermind on the Coal Tower by 2 Savage, Nurse on Groaning Storehouse 1 by Kaido Kids, and a tiebreaker of Spirit. For the next series, we have TP Expos versus Source, a pick of the Mastermind by TP Expos on Coal Tower 1, the Spirit pick by Source on Coal Tower 1, and an Oni tiebreaker. I'm Hunter, and I'm joined by Tavi tonight. Tavi, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine. Haven't had dinner yet, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, I mean, look, the teams that we have up for you tonight are actually they have been performing. Kaito Kids just, I believe in day 1 they knocked out gosh, what's the name? Dishonored, that's right, Dishonored.
Yeah, Dishonored, Dishonored.
Now gets against 2 Savage. Hold on. Anyway, whatever. And of course we have 2 Savage, which is one of the best teams in Oceania at the moment. Source also have proven their name, but we'll have to see that at around 2 hours in, because they won't be playing until then. So we're loading into the Mastermind lobby at the moment, and we do have Sen on the killer. So if you haven't played against Sen, for anyone out there, he is a very, very scary killer. So actually, yeah, well, Hunter, have you 1v1 Sen at all, or have you played against him? Because
1v1 Sen, I was on the opposite side. I was the killer. I was not playing Survivor. I have versed him in a competitive match a very long time ago. Nurse Rancid Abattoir. That was not fun. I think that ended up in a 4K too. But yeah, definitely a very good player all around to have on your team, and it's good to see the 2 Savage boys getting back into competitive after their break.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little bit concerned that they wouldn't come back, but I mean, they're the best players, so they should definitely come back. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're up against a Thai team here, Kaito Kids. I've definitely seen some of the names being floating around. I think maybe were they playing under soft in OSL? I don't remember.
Maybe a few of the players. I'm not too sure. Quaino's been around for a while, and Straight. No, I think you're getting mixed up with Straight Naros. I don't think he was on soft in OSL. Right. I think this is like maybe a complete different team. I'm not too sure, but
yeah, I mean,
they're pretty promising from what I've seen against Dishonored. Hopefully, they can keep it up tonight.
It was 2-0, right? 2-0.
No, yeah, correct. It was a 2-0, which wasn't to be expected. Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy.
No, it definitely took me by surprise.
But yeah, they're gonna be playing on ping yet again. 2 Savage, of course. Oceania to Thailand. That's fairly noticeable ping difference. I usually get around 100, but I think Thailand can even go up to like 130, I would say. So with this pick of the Mastermind, there's actually potential for 4K1 on Coal Tower, which is a very amazing result. But again, cross ping, maybe Kaito Kids can also make something happen. Like, my experience with Wesker is that pretty much every map he's put on is 4 kills before the last generator pops. So Sorry. My experience with Wesker is that he get all the generators pop and then the survivors get out. But cross ping, maybe you can get all kills before the last generator.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to wait to be seen at the moment. Definitely with Cold Tower 1, typically you do want to see outs. You are correct in saying that. As of recently, it's been a lot of 4Ks. I'm not too sure if we've all been keeping up with how it's been done in OSL and across other organizations within the Asian and Oceanic community, but it definitely can prove to be a difficult set for some. I don't think 2 Savage will really have any problems in getting some outs during the Cold Tower set, especially the Mastermind set, especially on Cold Tower. Nevertheless, I do think I do predict Sen will get anywhere between a 4K1 and a 4K2. I could be wrong though. Hopefully Kaito Kids prove me wrong. I'm not gonna lie, but just knowing the caliber of Sen's macro gameplay amongst the when he plays killer is just what I predict.
That's I guess that's fairly reasonable. We do have a very high opinion of Sen, and he has definitely shown why. So I mean, I'm looking at the Asia stats, and actually Mastermind was like getting completely demolished on Rekka's on the Auto Haven on Retro Shop.
Retro Shop, yeah.
So
not a good
like
map
always
for him, in
getting
my
out.
opinion. Yeah.
I would completely agree, but Cold Tower I think is only slightly better. From what I've seen from past results, I definitely seen Noed be bought a lot of times. Nightlight bought it. That's good enough to say that it's bought or accepted. But Sen's not going to be able, neither side will be able to bring Noed because, as I was very recently reminded, it is universally banned. So I think some of the other sets, actually, wait, no, none of the other sets tonight would bring Noed. Oh, maybe Spirit, but definitely Noed being gone would affect the results of a lot of the other sets, but not those that we'll see coming soon. Oh, okay, we're loading into the lobby.
Yeah, we are going into the first match. Let's go.
So very, very soon, I'm going to expect some 5 hexagons, specifically 5 hexagons, to appear on my screen. 3 of which I believe
Fingers
I will
crossed.
be able to see. Yes, the 5 hexagons. All right, 2 of them are hidden.
Bring in the
right
offerings. It's lovely.
So there's no penalty there. That's always great to see. We'll just be loading in. So yeah, Sen Mastermind. We'll see how he plays it out. I wasn't really paying attention to what he bought, but for the Survivor side, I don't think they allowed that many strong reset perks. So there is a little bit of a shift in the balancing there, Hunter.
Would you be able to enlighten me if he's like, is he still A tier in this balancing, or is he gone to B tier?
I believe so. He's still A tier.
Okay, that's good. All right, we're loading in and we're seeing Bruin, Corrupt, Brutal Strength, and Pain Res build. Pretty stock standard for Mastermind on the Cold Tower, bringing leather gloves, and I do believe that is Unicorn Medallion. So yeah, very stock standard build. We're going to be seeing if we can see any stealthing survivors around the 5-star table. It looks like we've already found someone, Tavi.
What? How? I am speechless. I don't know how they managed to find KSX there, but I mean, that's going to be a really, really early first tag, and KSX is actually opting to run to the top side. I mean, Sen kind of zoning towards here, but they still have that jungle gym available to get down. The ping is going to ensure that first down comes in, and that is one of the earliest downs I've ever seen in a Mastermind set, which hasn't resulted in an edge map throw. So that is such an early hook, and Sen might not even opt to use the pain resonance here. I mean, there's this 4 generator setup around the bottom side of the map. I did observe. We did see someone running away from track as well. So this is just so good for Sen at the moment, and maybe he can convert this, but again, if he cannot find anyone here, maybe it's a little bit of an overreach. Oh, using the little bit of the F11 perhaps to get over to the top side a little bit quicker maybe. But still doesn't find anyone just as of yet. Does see potentially a little bit of progress and wants to pressure them off, but yeah, he knows he's in a good position and he's just angling backwards.
Yeah, just a very unfortunate first chase from our survivors, being caught out in a really bad position and very early nonetheless. We're going to be taking this chase onto our tunnel out over at the shack, dropping shack pallet instantly to create some distance. We're going to be following along with the tunnel out here. And I can only assume that the survivors will be pushing those top gens as quickly as possible, and hopefully we can have like a better first-second chase. Gonna still be looping around the shack. There's not really much to work with here. I think this is just result in a really quick down again from our ace here. And he is kind of zoned here, just a little bit of an M2 bait. Dodging Sen's first dash, but then unfortunately not quite dodging the second, getting thrown into that window there. And I dare say this is going to be the second hook onto our survivor here. We're not opting to hook him at 5. We're just going to maybe try and get him a little bit more central, yeah, in this 4-gen. This is a really nice hook for Sen at the moment.
I might have actually lied a little bit. I can't really exactly tell where the 4-gen is. Yeah, that kind of generator on 3 is.
No, it is.
Actually, the 2 middle generators, and seems like Kaito Kid actually drops 2 generators, so that is good conversion by them. But that triple split was fairly predictable by them, and so I guess I mean Sen's still in a fairly good position to get this tunnel out, but does see someone here and just kicks it. Oh, actually, important note there, he did kick the generator, so Ruin is gone. And without eruption, might be a little bit difficult to hold the generators. But again, there is still a resemblance of this 4-gen on the bottom side. It's not that tight, I would say, but it's definitely workable. And I guess, survivors are definitely trying their best to pressure the pull and the generator. And Sen knows it as well. Sees the 2 survivors here, and they do have to make something happen soon. We do see Claudette take the tag, so the unhook's going to happen. Maybe it's just a trade. Wait, no, it's just a trade. Ace going to have to run topside, and he's getting body blocked. That's some distance lost, and Zen definitely wants to push the chase towards the bottom side of the map. But FTP, maybe coming in time, is going to come in, and what is... Okay,
he just needs to run straight to top now. Oh, we're getting 2 taps.
Did he get thrown? There's no way he got thrown. Oh my god.
No, I don't think he did, no.
How did he get down? How did he get down then?
He got slammed into the pallet and then just lost distance, no? Or did he actually get thrown into... I'm not... you know what? I'm actually not too sure. It was kind of buggy. Yeah. It's just really unfortunate. Now creating this like 3v1 at like 3 generators remaining, I don't really see the survivors really pulling back from this one. Unless we have some juicer chases. But just slamming... We're taking chase away from the generators at the moment, which is really nice to see. Hopefully just... going to be able to last a little bit longer, and some mind games at the car filler here outside of our main. I'm not too sure what's going on here, and then just a very quick down. Just going to go straight back into that central spot around our 4-gen. It's going to be very hard for the survivors to pull out of this. I'm not going to lie, Tavi.
Yeah, I would actually have to agree with that. Like, they invested a lot of resources to get that unhook, and only for that unhook to get 2-tapped, pretty much immediately afterwards. They do manage to get the reset in though, but that pain resonance is going to set back the generators by quite a lot. They're both here, and Sen knows that one of them is going to be infected, so central down that would come in, but no, Sen has kind of lost track of his survivors, and they managed to get out of this fairly freely, but even checked the locker, but no one can be in there. I believe our survivors they don't have to run head-on, but I think head-on's better than smash it, so they could run it. But still, like, I guess our survivors maybe can claw this back, like they've got the resets off, and they can maybe pressure this topside like generator here on 2 if they play for the unhook. But I mean, two teachers hook is running out, and if he gets sacrificed, I don't think it's possible for them to get another generator done. But with how it is so far, Sen doesn't know where one of the survivors is, really wants to try and look for them, and I guess that should give them enough time to rotate.
Now, regardless of these gens being so close, he's always going to know where people roughly are. There's not really much room for them to be working generators where he doesn't really know where they are. And as we see, trying to get this unhook. Very nice body blocks by Sen to force that second stage onto our survivor there, and it has happened. That is so unfortunate. Getting slammed into the trees as well. And just, wow, that is really bad that he went to second, I won't lie.
And Sen even kicking the generator, not even deciding to go after Staynos, and Staynos is not even going to go for the pull. Instead, just going to be staying around the water tower area instead, just trying to again create that like split pressure between the unhook and the generator. But Sen again knows that like one of them is injured, so they can just go down immediately. It doesn't really matter if Claudette pops the gen at this point. It's a little bit too high progress, because if Staynos like stays there and like doesn't get the pull, and 2 teachers
he knows they're not resetting.
Okay, too as well. They can't reset, yeah, absolutely, Hunter.
Yeah, they really do need to get this unhook. Unfortunately, the Claudette needs to be like really close within proximity, and that is really ballsy of the Neo to go for that unhook. I will not lie that we're taking the injured survivor to get that, and it has worked to our advantage a little bit, and we are going to have that generator pop over in the two side of the map. I dare say it probably should have been the Claudette to maybe take a hit, and then they could have pushed more towards the top side. Would have had a lot more survivors on the board, but everybody's still injured. At least this, the Claudette at this point isn't injured, so very lucky for the Neo to actually manage to get that pull in. Dwight's just going to be taking the chase all the way into this corner. Very nice and far away from the generators, giving a little bit of the juice over in the corner over at 11, and then running all the way back to 9 as well, but unfortunately going down fairly quickly, and I dare say it's going to be another hook and straight back to the 4-gen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit too late for us survivors to try and stealth out, because with this death coming in, I mean, look, okay, I have to give it to them, because the trend that I notice from SEA teams, they're very tenacious. They don't like giving up. So they're definitely going to try play for 4K1 here, but again, like, you make one mistake, give away one tag, that resets like every single bit of pressure, and look, 4K2 is what the expected result is, but it's look, it's possible for Team Kaito to potentially get another generated on. That's what they're playing for right now. Stanos gets this payoff, heading towards the top side, and instead actually goes for the bind games a little bit. Knows he can commit the chase as the generators don't have enough percentages in them, and just takes the injury, forces the light, I believe, coming from Ania, and might decide to leave. I don't know if he wants to commit this after seeing the light, but actually does, and the medallion nearly nearly kind of screwed him over there.
Yeah, it nearly did, and he's still going to commit this chase onto the Neo, like you said, but like he's just not going to leave it, I don't think. I think you want to get this down. We can only assume that the Claudette is somewhat over around Shaq, pumping it out, trying to get that 4K1 result. Playing it around this pallet around too very nicely. The Neo having a really good chase for what it's worth, and just utilizing their RNG to the best that they possibly can to prolong the chase. And Sen getting a little lost in the mind games at the moment, just struggling to really down this Neo, playing really well, chasing him right there by the window. That is crazy work from the Neo, and we're just going to be going straight back to our 4-gen. We know we've wasted a little too much time on this Neo, and it's really good to see the Neo juicing up this Sen there, to be honest. Oh, they actually went on Shaq. I did anticipate that would be on Shaq, and Sen choosing the right generator just in time to get that kick, and I can only assume that the Claudette didn't really get too far. We probably looking at maybe a stealth around this 8, maybe 7 spot around the map, but very nice stealth by the Claudette here, actually. A very good pre-leave, and just map knowledge to really know where to go in this situation just before. Very good communications probably also from the Neo to say that, hey, the killer's coming straight towards that 7-gen, you better leave now. And we are struggling a little bit to find the Claudette, so I can only assume that he will be going back to these generators. I'm not too sure which one the Neo will choose to do, if they're doing it at all, going for the reset. Not too sure what the survivors are doing at the moment, but I can only anticipate that if they're not going for the reset, they're probably trying to work a water tower or something. And Sen just really paranoid about this 7-gen. He really wants to secure this 4K2 at the moment. Just constantly looking around, trying to see. And we're trying to also listen out for the Neo as well. Remember, she'll be grunting a lot. And as I say that, we're going to be seeing the Neo take chase all the way down into the 2 side of the map. And once again, going around this little loop. Let's see what we can do. Are we going to be able... Oh, we were going for a little bit of a fake, and Sen, very patient on the M2. Very nicely played. Also, mind gaming around the 2 tile, going back to the 3, and unfortunately getting caught out and getting slammed straight into the rock. That's going to be the second hook onto the Neo, I do believe. And it's going to be a very rough time for the Claudette to pull anything out of the hat here.
Yeah, and that is pain resonance as well. So I guess Sen saving that pain resonance on the Neo for the first time, whether it's intentional or not, is definitely going to be extremely helpful here, as Claudette's previous generator is going to go down by 20%, start regressing if it wasn't already stopped regressing. So, oh, we do see a bird fly, but I think that was just Sen. And I did want to say that this is exactly what the SEA teams will want to happen, is they really they're like, I don't like saying rats, but like that's what most players would just generalize the term for players who are like playing extremely stealthy. And it does seem like Queen has on the floor that's going to be found trying to get the unhook. Did they make it? I think it's going to be close. They do make the unhook.
No,
the animation comes through in time, but is there a jungle gym here? I think there was. But that we'll have to play this jungle gym. It's still up from Ace's first chase, and it's been very patient. Understands that the ping is a extremely big factor here, but the free drop's going to come in, and they went around, so Queen is going to be alive, but they don't have light. They do not have any good exhaustion to work with here on this jungle gym, so I don't think they'll be able to last. This is just going to be all coming in and M1 very, very soon, and I don't think our survivors can recover from this. Yes, I'm ping, of course. So, I
don't think that's ping. I think, yeah. In all honesty, you just don't make. You think that's ping? In all honesty, I just don't think he's making that, regardless if he's on ping or not. But we'll let it slide. We'll call it ping, and we're just going straight back to the 7 gen. We did see the Nia just pre-leave it, and I do think she's ran somewhere around the 8-9 side of the map. But Sen just going back into the middle of this 4 gen here.
I'm very surprised that he didn't immediately hook. That was a pain resonance hook if he decided to take it, and that would have just been like 4 seconds of his time to get 20% off the generator. Instead, he decided to hold the power. I mean, just the map to me doesn't really like. I would have just taken the instant payments in that situation. I mean, he gets the slug here, but maybe Quinhio can make something happen. Like Quinhio's fresh. Like if he gets away from this, maybe Kaito kids can play for like slightly better 4K2 result. Maybe like for example deny
power rules. Yeah, I did forget that the scoring system's a little bit different, isn't it?
That's a 5-point difference in terms of the bleed out penalty on a fresh hook. So I mean, even though he gets a close match.
Yeah.
He gets the closure on hatch. If Quinhio can last his bleed out for another 2.5 minutes, then like 4K2 suddenly like goes to like 11 stage, which 2 Savage needs. Like, oh okay, Quinhio's just found. Right, so it's gonna be 4K2, and that's it. Very nice performance from Sen, I guess.
Yeah, really rough for our survivor here, but Sen just showing the masterclass on how it's done. A 4K2, quite insane for a mastermind set. I won't lie. It means our killer on the other end of the stick is gonna have to get our 4K3 for the win con, which is going to be a feat if he can do it against 2 Savage. I will not lie. I'm really excited to see what they can pull off.
Look, they're heading into this set. It's not one that they picked, but they must have played Mastermind at some point, like that I've witnessed. So, I'm definitely prepared for them to put up a fight. But 2 Savage being 2 Savage, they're confident on pretty much every killer, I would say. So, they're probably not heading into this one with any doubts that they will lose it. Especially with such a win condition that Sen set 4K2, very, very solid, and should realistically be enough. Yeah, I mean, look, I guess Sen just performed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just like a really tall order for our killer up here to go for a 4K3, I won't lie. So I think what we'll do is we'll take a quick intermission while we get the next game set up for you guys, and we'll be back in a bit.
everybody, we just saw Sen get a 4K2 result, so 2 Savage will get 24 points, and Kaito Kids will get 6. There's a little bit of discussion going on about what happened around the mid game, but we'll get that resolved later. But of course, I'm not alone here. You might be able to see a different image as well next to mine. So yeah, Mr. Hunter, hello.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone, from that break. Yeah, there was a little bit of controversy with how that panned out with the first death onto our survivor team there. It was like kind of weird to look back on, I won't lie. It did kind of look like he was grabbed a little bit, but in the end of the day, just at the same time, you guys still have to play for the best possible result. You can argue about it really all we want. We just have to continue on from what had happened there, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a really unfortunate RNG and scene of events that happened throughout that match, I won't lie. Hopefully our killer in this match can kind of facilitate for that and still get a 4K3. We do have Quainer on the mastermind, and I do know Quainer from the 1v1s. He is very good, so we hopefully, fingers crossed, he's versing the... I don't actually think this is the main roster for 2 Savage, I'm not gonna lie. We are missing a few players. Like, I don't think we see Midgie. I don't think we see... I'm not seeing anyone else. Uga? Like... I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be loading into this match, and Tavi, we got 5 hexagons. It's okay. We don't have to worry about penalties. But what do you predict in this match, Tavi?
I think 2 Savage will definitely play for outs. That's what you would expect, and going into this with the confidence that you just got a 4K2, especially on your own set pick, you have to play for outs, right? But at the same time, I think they'll play safe. Like, they're smart. They're not going to play for outs if they can play for 4K1. So definitely play for that 4th generator before outs. But look, we're gonna load in, and okay. I mean, this is something that I saw before. Anyway, I'm not gonna mention it because it was a real post. So yeah, it's gonna be loading. Fairly standard build coming in. Actually, Pop being chosen. I do appreciate that change.
Hey, Pop pain res is allowed? That's wild to me. Have we done the check? Yeah. Is that actually allowed? That's crazy if that is. Anywho,
I definitely recall that season X of DBDL has Pop pain res allowed, even with option, Hunter. With option, can you believe? Pop
yeah, but like that. In all honesty, I thought that was like a tad silly as well. Obviously, having no say on the balancing team, I didn't really question what they were doing there. But like, this is beyond me, to be honest. This is actually doable with a build like that, and giving such an early tag from Aimer. We're going to be playing around this 2 filler here and just vaulting the window, going over into the corner of the map. I'm not too sure what the RNG is like. Hopefully running towards the main building and not being able to be caught out by the Wesker's M2 here, making a really good distance and vaulting this window. And I dare say we're in for a long chase here. I'm not going to lie, Tavi. Going to be seeing Aimer still take on into the middle. Quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie, especially when we're doing the middle gen. Not too sure what's going on here. Gonna be maybe Wing away from this. No, still looping around the I fill, I won't lie. And from the sounds of the progress on this generator, I dare say there may have been 2 survivors working this middle gen here, which probably wouldn't be that great, to be honest. But utilizing that filler well, and unfortunately getting caught out open in 10, and that's fairly early down. This is exactly what you need if you're our Wesker here.
Well, that's what you need, but is it enough? Like, an early down next to the gen with high progress is something that 2 Savage like to do a lot. I've seen, yeah, absolutely, Killer has to keep it up, but like, this is like, that first down might have seemed fast, but like, Zen got his first down way earlier, you know. KSX got down like pretty much 2 taps, I would say, next to that jungle gym. Tried to make it up, but failed to do so. And yeah, I mean, 2 Savage just got more time. They just popped a generator already. Last trial, we saw a generator pop after the second stage was hit, so that's just a huge difference here. Quinn here is going to be feeling the pressure already off rip of this, as he does take the next chase on the Sen. Going to be able to make pallet drop safely, but Quinn here really has to make something happen, I would agree, and against like a team like as confident as 2 Savage in terms of like their chase and their macro, it is going to be a rough fight for Quinn here, but again, he can definitely still make things happen. If the survivors make a mistake, of course, the game can turn like that too.
No, yeah, you're definitely right. He has to keep up the pressure here, playing a little bit more on the defensive side at the moment. I'm not too sure if I agree with this. He really needs to be getting those early, quick downs. We're already at the win con here, so if he is to win the match, he needs to be killing everybody right now, and I just don't see that happening with 3 survivors that are healthy across the board. Sen taking chase all the way over at main, doing God's work here, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see where he's gonna be able to take chase to. I assume anywhere between the 11, and we're gonna dip off chase. I don't agree with this, because now we're just back camping out this tunnel out, and I dare say we're looking at a Tycon here. Unfortunately, I do not see any more quick downs because we just don't have any tags or any pressure on the board here. Tavi, just 2 Savage playing really good, pre-leaving the generators when they need to, taking chase into the right spots in the map, and just the killer here just really needs to be a little bit more aggressive, especially with a build like this. You have Pop Goes the Weasel and Pain Res. So basically, with Pop Goes the Weasel working on hook stages at the moment, just like you really need to be getting those down to getting Pop's value as quickly as you can, and just getting stunned here over at the 7 fill-on. Key just taking on this chase maybe all the way towards the 7 side, and we're losing our tunnel out. We're going straight back to the hook. I don't really know if the killer can really pull this back, Tavi.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, it was such perfect bait from 2 Savage. Leave the survivor to get chased, and then as soon as he gets committed, the FTP survivor comes in, heals up Ava to the full. Now you have to take 2 health stakes from the tunnel out to try and get down. But okay, Mr. Lenny.
Hello, Dan.
Dan,
phone
yeah.
ringing. Hello, who this? Wait, what happened there? I'm not too sure. Oh, that is not good. Maybe a balance. Wait, are we allowed balance? Maybe a balance proc? I'm not too sure. Yeah.
I think he wouldn't have had it.
Not good. Not good at all.
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, this resemblance of a 5-gen on the top side, not really 5. That's a little bit generous, but he can still make it work. Like, they're all clustered. Yeah, absolutely.
This is
they're all
holdable,
clustered around the top. He's also kind of found him.
Pop Goes the Weasel as well, to note as well. That's what I'm saying, with Pop and Pain Res together, anything is possible. We can... Key with the juice! Let's go, Key! Insane! Good spin around that T-tile there over at 9, and just continuing this loop. Didn't really make any distance, though. I don't think he really gets that. Oh, and just making the window as well! Showing the ping. Let's go! Still looping around, not too sure what's happening here, doing a little bit of mind games around the L wall, and Key continuing. I think he's just, well, he's playing around the L wall, very risky. I didn't even see the noise notification. I'll be real with you, Tavi, but he's taking the chase all the way on the L and just playing these L and Ts quite well. I won't say flawlessly, but quite well. Just our killer here getting a little bit lost in the source, trying a little bit of mind games around the L wall, but Key reading it perfectly. I won't lie, actually, this is turning into a really good chase, and we're wasting way too much time. I can only presume that they're going to be working on those top generators at the map, maybe at 1, maybe something at main, who knows. Especially with balance allowed, you could be definitely working that main generator if you're Dan and you're off the hook and you're already reset, and just Key playing really well over at 9 there. I won't lie to you, Tavi.
I don't know what the hell Key just did, but that
it worked. It worked.
That's going to fairly, I would say, fairly put Quinn here in the coffin here. That was way too long.
No, there's no way. There's no way Aimer tried that.
He gets picked up. No line available.
Yeah, honestly, that was silly. That was silly. Oh, well, Tycon. I didn't even realize the gen popped. I didn't realize the gen popped.
I mean, Key's gen also really high progress. So now, although Quinn is already at the Tycon and like has an injury, that generator on, well, you can hear main as well, has really high progress. And now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do you defend the generator at main? Do you try and attack the generator at 9? And 9 pops! So that is going to be 2 Savage, potentially taking the victory again.
Taking the win.
I don't want to say for sure, but I'm pretty sure that, again, previous trial, I don't think we're going to be awarding, like, huge penalties to 2 Savage for that. So I think that should just be able to secure 2 Savage to win here.
Is that all you have?
Okay.
No, yeah. It honestly should be the win. They've played this out really well, to be honest with you. What do they got amongst the generators here? They have 11, they have main, and I do believe that was 2 going off its chops a little bit. So, well, we've hooked inside of our 3-gen here. So I dare say this could be a 4K1. They do have potential to pull it back, though. You know, a really good chase around that bottom side of the map could really get them the gens done over at this side, but I don't think that Killer will allow this to happen. He's just going to play a little bit more defensively around this back hook. This is like a really bad position to be if you're the survivors here. Typically on Coal Tower, if there's a hook that spawns behind main, you don't want to be hooked on it because you won't be making any distance to anywhere away from where you want to be. And taking this chase onto Key again. Let's see if he can juice up once more for the OCE, for the boys in Australia, and just playing the check spots really well around these locker tiles here. No pallet to work with though. Going to be taking this tag all the way down to the bottom side of the map, but then our Killer here just leaving Queener, just trying to look for the tunnel out maybe, and he's found the healthy survivor. He's found Sen. I do think he needed to be getting that injured survivor down as soon as possible, not allowing to make him to make the bottom side of the map, because now all Sen has to do basically have a really good chase over around the top side. They get reset. They can just work the generators over at the top side, and unfortunately getting tagged there and getting thrown into the getting slammed into the generator and taking this chase all the way down to the bottom side. And now we have, I do believe, all survivors bottom side, unless they're going to go back to the top side and press those generators being injured. I do think that's a little bit risky, and the Killer seems to caught on to that. I think he's going to go back to 11 and check it out. He knows there's no reset based on that. Oh, no. And as I say that, Castle's Curse, they have been resetting over at 7, and we're taking the chase all the way at 7. Sen probably going to go back to the top side and start working those generators, and Key taking chase all the way to Shaq, going down, waving down, to doing a little bit of an animation tech there to make sure that no funny business happens there. And we're going to be seeing if we can hook him around the 7 part of the map. And I do believe this is Key's second hook. Not too sure. I haven't really been keeping tally too well. I do need the sheets open up with me. It's probably on me, to be honest. But hooking Key here and just... yeah, I mean, looking for a stealth. I don't think there's a stealth here. I think you need to be trying to suss out who's nearby, though. And we do see a spray coming in from Dan and balance landing all the way to main. And what do you think the next move is here, Tavi? If you're a Killer player here, what do you think? What do you do?
I actually like what Quinn here did. He played for the injuries and then tried to cut off rotations, or he tried to catch out the reset. But unfortunately, the reset came in anyway. He got the down, but it was in, of course, the opposite side of the map, and the unhook comes in, so probably... oh, Claudette potentially. Oh, no, okay.
Oh.
But now, yeah, I mean, Quinn here has to make a decision if he wants to leave them to allow a reset to occur, or if he wants to try and look for Sen, who hasn't been hooked yet, and would give him a pain resonance on this top side. If he is even here, I mean, he could be stealthing, but it would be a fairly, I'd say, it would be fairly inefficient, because then the generator would be regressing for a long time, and we do see progress here on this one-side generator. So yeah, Sen has been here for a little bit of time, but Quinn here just really needs to find him. And this is the situation that he really wanted. This is a situation he really wanted, trying to look for the injury on the top side of the map. Does find it, but he's already made distance all the way to 9, so I think this death spot is going to be way more ideal for him. The reset hasn't come through yet, and Quinn here, again, very observant. Sees that the health state of Key has not changed for the past 16 seconds, so knows that, you know, the reset hasn't immediately come through. So they are attacking this top side generator. Sen does straight. But oh, okay, Key's going to
boxing into the kill. Not good, Key. Oh, that is unlucky. I think he's trying to do a little bit of a... yeah, it is Painose. I think it's... no, wait.
It's Key.
No, isn't Key dead? Key's dead, no?
No, he's on second. Wait, why is Key here? Wait, where's Sen?
I'm gaslighting myself. I haven't kept track. Anyway, yeah, just regardless, not really good over at the LNT. Definitely not the chase that we saw before Key, but yeah, okay, he is second. My bad, my apologies. Yeah, probably just getting a little bit sound mind gamed there, just trying to anticipate what the Killer was doing around those LNTs. Just not really too sure what was happening there. So the plan of action here for us survivors is probably to get Sen reset, maybe let Key die. I'm not too sure if it's worth saving Key at this point in time, but it could be. Not gonna lie, if Key can have a juicer chase up on the top side, the bottom side of the map, and the boys can get the gens done at the top side of the map, that'd probably be what is most ideal. But ideally, we want them on like a full health state before they start anything like that. I could imagine maybe Dan gonna set up for save with balanced landing over a main. Who knows? But we're just gonna be trying to looking for any stealthers around this point. Even this hill here is a nice hill, but the Killer seems to have picked up on it. Maybe the balanced landing person would be like stealthing around that. Who knows? But we're gonna be taking a quick look-see over at 1 to check that we're just not pressing generators and trying to do a little bit of a... let's see if we can hear them. And then we do see Dan with a cheeky little spray can in his hands, faking this window too very nicely and hopefully having a good chase. He doesn't have... now, keep in mind, all these resources on the top side of the map have been utilized. So I think the most important thing here is just to be sure to be taking chase away from these top side generators and all the way to bottom side where there are potentially more resources on the map. We do realize that Dan has taken us way too far away. We did get a nice injury on him, so we're going to be playing this really nice and slow. And this is where it will just kind of take into effect of like, we should, we found Key, not going to lie. These guys probably going to run to the bottom side of the map, just kind of like what we anticipated. I do think I saw Sen cross in the middle as well. And everybody being injured isn't good here for the survivors. The killer's doing a really nice job at being really defensive. He's trying to get these make sure these generators aren't being worked on, that everybody's injured at the same time, and he's kind of just getting resources, rid of resources in the process. The survivors here really have to press the generators. They really have to, they cannot afford to be giving free tags like this, but unfortunately, just like we said, with no resources on the map, it proves to be pretty difficult. But nonetheless, still utilizing this really well. The line of sight breakage and everything just chases. It's actually... They're actually playing not too bad, I won't lie. They're playing pretty good for what they have, for what it's worth, making use of what you have, Tavi.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, they burned these resources earlier, but Dan still manages to get a good amount of time, like 20 to 30 seconds, just on the main building, which is going to force them to leave. Oh my god! That was the last pixel! That was the last pixel on the throw, and now Sen is the only survivor standing. What's he going to do? What is he going to do?
Oh, it's key. It shouldn't even be ping related.
I don't know what it is, but I mean, he's going to take the kill onto Dan. No, he actually finds Sen playing for the pickup. And now, this is going to be 4K1, but it's just not enough. So, 2 Savage, I mean...
No, we vaulted into the killer twice. Oh, that's unfortunate. 4K1, Tavi!
Yeah.
Granted, the build was a little... Granted, the build was a little bit stronger than the build that we saw 2 Savage bring because of the pop pain res. Still really well done by our killer here. Managed to pull back the 4K1. We did see it with like the first down. It was definitely possible, and he's done it. Well, unfortunately, the Tycon was already broken, and the set already did go to 2 Savage a long time ago. I do believe it went to 2 Savage, no, unless there was like there was no point deduction for last match, was there?
I would just hope not. But I think both teams have good sportsmanship, and I think they would just accept it as unintentional bug to happen. But yeah, still, I mean, surely as kind of kid, like 4K wanting 2 Savage, that is like, that's got to boost your mental like real high. Like imagine if they got lower stages instead, and Quinn here is dragging Sen maybe towards the hatch, which actually make it actually a lot of points difference than. But anyway, they already.
I see some sportsmanship. This is gonna be so cute if it is. No way. You'll never see this in a million years in OSL or any other Oceanic competitive league. You will never see that. It is so wholesome. That puts a smile on my face. I won't lie, Tavi. That's crazy. But yes, with that match being out of the way and done, just a quick thing that we want to. Really. There's a giveaway. Okay, so there's a quick announcement. We have something super exciting from our friends at Aki Bantara. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. New power line called Rise. They're holding a giveaway. 3 lucky winners will get a free Rise t-shirt shipped right to your door. So if you want to join up, it's super simple. All you have to do is follow Aki Bantara on Instagram, then fill out the Google form that will be provided. Make sure to enter your name and your country correctly. You don't want it to be sent to the wrong person. But here's the twist. There's only one winner per country will be selected. If more than one winner is drawn from the same country, then there'll be a reroll to ensure that 3 winners from different countries. Winners will be announced one by one every Sunday each week, so stay tuned if you miss your chance to rep Aki Bantara with their fresh new Rise drop. It is. I do like t-shirts, Tavi. I do like t-shirts. What about you?
Me? Oh, it's funny you say that because the t-shirt I'm wearing right now is something that's from 2017. Back when I was in primary school. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
So long ago. And this shirt's really simple. It's just a white shirt with like a green print on the front, and then if I turn around, it's like a black print on the back. Okay. I mean, maybe you can see it a little bit better later, but I've always found this shirt like, I don't know, it means something to me. But Aki Bantara shirts.
You're repping the drip, mate.
They look sick. Bro, they look so sick. Man.
I'm glad to
One for
hear
one.
We're loading into this next match though. What's the next set, Tavi? I kind of like lost track. It's the nurse on Groaning Storehouse. We do know. Out renowned nurse player for 2 Savage. Not too sure if that's going to stay the case.
You'd say Sen is the renowned nurse 2 Savage.
Oh wait, it might. Wait, is it Phantom? Is it Phantom? I'm sorry if Phantom is in here. I swear I didn't mean anything about it. Wait. Okay. Hold up. Pause. I completely forgot. I didn't see him here tonight, and he's like he was the person I was missing when I was like, okay, 2 Savage don't have their main roster. Who am I missing? And I said Uga, and I was like,
wait,
huh?
Oh my god, wait,
what?
We might both be wrong. Hold on, I see Baki in their VC, but I mean they're not playing. They're not playing that shit.
No, wait, I forgot about Baki. Oh my god. Okay, somebody take away the mic from me. Honestly, worst caster OC. Give it. Tavi can do the rest. I'm going home. But anyway,
yeah, I mean, 2 teachers still. I mean, they picked the set. Kaito kids picked the set, and
yeah, true.
Again,
True. We're talking about who's gonna play for 2 Savage, and they picked the set. Yeah, I'm throwing. Anyway,
OK1 and also like 2-0 just 2 days ago to Dishonor. That again, it's no small feat to pull off 2-0 and 4K1 on Wesker, despite of course the win condition. But still, again, it's got to have their confidence going into this nurse set that they can perform well. 2 teacher. I haven't seen them play nurse, I believe, so I want to see what perks they bring in, and that will bring some joy to me, Hunter.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see, Tavi. That's what it's all about, you know. Just not really knowing anything at the moment, and I really want to see, because I don't know much about Kaito kids, right? So 2 teacher. Not too sure if they went by a different name. I'm not too sure. I haven't heard about 2 teacher. I just hope, I would assume with a pick like nurse, you must be very confident in your nurse player. So we can probably expect to see some brilliant nurse gameplay, hopefully, fingers crossed. But Groaning Storehouse won. A survivor favorite map. A survivor's favorite map. Yeah,
it's such a strange
deep
map,
positions.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. No, you go. You're allowed to cast again.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, we see her in Groaning House 2. We know that works, but it's gonna be really interesting to see how Groaning 1 will pan out. I won't lie. It's just like very. I don't know. It's an obscure pick. I really hope it works. I really do, Tavi. I don't know what it's like. I know it's very survivor-sided for like M1 killers and whatnot, but it should be pretty interesting as we load in here. We do see Key spawning, and my callouts are going to be mixed up on this one, but we do see the and going to be looking for any survivors stealthing out here. Going to be moving over to this one side of the map and linking towards this deep 3 side, maybe? Oh, I thought did I see Dan? No, did I see someone crouch on the right? I'm not too sure.
I'm not too sure either, but at least we figured out the clock. Oh my god, Aim's just gonna get found on the edge map, and is this just gonna go 2-tap? That was a 1 blink, and Aim's gonna double back. That's just oh my god, that was one of the fastest nurse taps I've ever seen. I mean, Aimo wasn't even able to get out of this 3 corner, and now is going to allow 2 teacher to take this hill hook. Imagine if he just ran all the way deep into the 3 edge, he would not have been able to make this hook here. And this is such optimal real estate for 2 teacher. You know, he can just sit on the hill, sit and camp for all day long until the survivor rots away and dies. But I'm going to blink away, understanding that the first unhook of course won't be coming in soon. But I really do like the build that 2 teacher has brought in. It's definitely something that is extremely aggressive that you would bring into the 3v1. So, but the unhook actually comes in. Maybe 2 teachers overreached a bit here, Hunter.
Yeah, he did. He did move a little too far away from the hook, in my opinion. Definitely got a little bit too confident that they would be sticking those generators instead of playing for the save very early. It was a strange play. Not gonna lie, like I think that the early pull, I don't see this working in the favor. Yep, see, I just an early pull like that, I'm just not too sure about it. You have to make sure that you're lasting in chase, and I don't think you can really run back into where you were hooked in a situation like that. I think if you're aimer, you really had to run towards that 12 side, 11 side. The only thing that I could probably think of why he didn't do that is because maybe they're working on a generator around that 11 or 10 spot. Not too sure. I didn't get to look at where our corrupt was, or yeah, let alone all of our gen spawns. But we're going to be blinking onto this hill here over at more towards the 8 side of the map, and Dan just trying to do a little bit of juking, but accidentally getting tagged there. But we're not going to commit the chase. We're actually going to go back to the unhook here. And, you know, even though he didn't camp the unhook, this is still like a really good position for the nurse to be in, getting that quick down over at 1. It was like very unfortunate for 2 Savage for that to be happening. And as we look around for anybody potentially going for the save, I'm not even too sure if that was like quick enough for Delhi, Tavi. Like, sorry, long enough for Delhi. Like, I don't think we would have. If that was our Delhi player going for that unhook, I don't think that that would have been long enough to make sure that Delhi was secured. And if that's the case, then that's going to be really unfortunate for us survivors here. I do think this is the...
Oh, wait, so did he just miss? No
He
way,
did miss
he
a
missed
skill check.
check.
I think this is the
Wow.
I think this is the demise of Amar. He's not having a great game, to be honest with you, unfortunately. We do see a generator popping in the background and Sen coming in. I don't think he's got the flashlight. I don't think he's Delhi, but we can anticipate maybe this is the Unbreakable getting a little bit of a trade here, going to be running. If you're Amar, you really want to be making sure this chase is prolonged, and I don't see that happening. Our nurse here blinking once, not blinking twice. Very patient, very good with the blinks. Gonna be taking this chase around this L wall over in the deep variation of the map. I do believe this is deep 6, correct me if I'm wrong. Vaulting straight into the killer, and we are just not having a good match, unfortunately.
Could still be DS. It could still be DS. Like he had used it, but
I don't,
yeah, it's not going to be DS. Alright. Because if he vaulted the window, then usually if you apply DS.
Is he playing the windows for life?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. 2Teacher probably would have worked out between these two trials that since he vaulted the window for the first time, that he's live. Yeah, exactly. And we saw him on live as well previously, and live brain again. So potentially he's found an opening there, but do you see 2 gens pop in the background, but the resets haven't come in yet, so they really need to start doing that. As Key takes his next chase, pulls this very deep 3 area, gets down again. 2Teacher, just beautiful blink coming in. And does he actually decide to slug this? Oh, okay, double reset comes in. Yeah, I mean, he is absolutely performing, but I feel like maybe there was a chance to slug. But maybe because of the hook rule sets and the points coming in, there was just yeah, maybe it's a little bit too risky. So takes the hook and set it onto Key and tries to work from here. But this is just such a comfortable place for the nurse to be in. Like, you have lost these 2 generators on the top side. Maybe, sorry, deep 6. You lost 1 on the top side and 1 deep 6, but hey, there's still this deep 3 pocket that is looking extremely juicy if you are 2Teacher. So again, like, this is where 2Teacher just needs to calm down, try and just lock in and perform to the best of his ability.
No, it is right, and he can just patrol these generators with both Ruin and Wretched Fate still up. This is crazy. Undying doing bits there, just like, I think they did cleanse 1 totem. They managed to cleanse 1 totem, but there's that one in main, not too sure which totem that is, but just he is able to patrol these generators and they're able to lose so much progress. And Sen, if he's working on these generators, he's not going to be getting really that much because of the 33%. Is it 33% or 30% penalty that Wretched Fate provides anyway? We're going to be taking this tag if we're done. It is 30. Okay, we're going to be taking this this tag on Dan. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying there, but we're going to be going back to the unhook. Quite smart play to get the tag and just leave. Not gonna lie, because now we have Ruin in effect of that generator over at the 7th side of the map. Gonna be taking chase onto Sen and just double backing very nicely. Let's see what he can do. The boy from OCE, what can he do? He needs to have something. He needs to pull something out of the hat, Tavi. He needs something to keep the game alive. Otherwise, if this is another quick 2-tap, which is looking like it's going to be, I won't lie, we're gonna be in a very dire situation. Our only healthy survivor now injured, taking this chase all the way down to the 1 side of the map. I dare say he's gonna be dying a little bit more towards the corner, maybe going more towards 12. No, instead playing edge map. We're going to edge map the nurse, but no, he will not have it. 2Teacher is locked. He's insane on the nurse. This is what we came to see. This is why they picked nurse. This guy's just predicting everything right now, Tavi.
But 2Teacher does not even need any kind of, should I say, outside assistance. No, that's a joke. But his points have just been so precise throughout this trial. I was going to it's ridiculous. But like, I mean, I was gonna make a comment about the last time I saw Sen take a chase was in it was that one where 2 Savage needed, I believe, 7 stages, and then Sen just completely ran lead out over, but 2Teacher just put him down, shut down that chase before it could even start. and does try and find. Ooh, does find. Okay, I was gonna say it does try and find someone here on the edge map, and will be successful in doing so. Goes for the swing. Unfortunately, that's gonna be one of the first misses that Two Teacher's gonna have. But Key again doesn't really have that much to work with. Can only really just die in this corner of the map to deny a middle hook place. But Key's actually going to be greedy for more, maybe understanding that they need to play greedy for a better death location or like more time for the survivors to go reset. But it's not going to pay out, and I think Two Teacher will be able to reach this hill hook here. Again, one of these dominant spots, I'd say, on most maps is a hill hook, especially on the Nurse, because Nurse can traverse the hill extremely quickly, being able to bypass elevation.
This is but no, I do agree with you. This not just dominant. This is a domination at this point in time. He's just playing everywhere he needs to, as good as he needs to, and just the. We did see Ruin being popped in the background, unfortunately, so no more access to that. But Retro Fate's still up, so it's next to. It's actually inside of Shack, which is interesting. We didn't see that earlier. Going to be going back to the hook here, playing a little bit more defensive, and there's still 3 generators remaining. And I dare say this is looking, in my opinion, this is looking more towards a 4K1. I don't think that. Two Savage will really allow themselves to be all dead before then, but I could be wrong. We're going to see Sen taking the chase all the way into the deep pocket of 3, and going down in here, getting hooked in that deep 3 spot is going to be really hard to get out of. We hope that they're going to be working on those generators on the far side of the map. He's just going to slug here. Really intelligent play here if you're two Teacher, just knowing that they're going to be working on that generator more towards the 7 and 12 side of the map, and just trying to secure at least a 4K1. We do hear the generator over more towards the 4 side of the map going off its fritz, but I don't think we can really do anything about that. And we do see that somebody has been working, but not even pre-leaving. We're just going to be continuing and big balling the gen, doing a little bit of juice and getting absolutely tagged. The tapped, well, he wasn't even tapped, he was just really caught out of position and just downed, unfortunately. But we do get that generator done over the 12 side, and we have secured a 4K2, but unfortunately we do know where this last survivor is. We're going to be anticipating that they're going to be going for the unhook, but I don't think that they've really done that. I think they might have gone around the other side to maybe get the pickup on Dan, who just went down, or maybe even stealth out, go to 11, but we do anticipate they went to 11, and he's predicted it. He's predicted it. He knew they went to the other side. They knew that was the play. He's going to try and down Key here as quickly as he can, and that's going to really, if we don't have any bleed out rules, that's going to really secure a 4K2 win, Tarby, and that's going to be really hard to pull back. Unlucky. He is the dead hard player, and he does manage to pick up Dan, missing the dead hard. Accidentally using it, unfortunately. If he just held on to that a little bit after the pickup, he could have used dead hard there, but unfortunately Dan just getting again hit down, and really unfortunate for our boys at Two Savage here, but really fortunate for Two Teacher. He's played a really good game. This is what it's all about. He's really good on the Nurse. When I thought he was good on the Nurse, I didn't expect this. I actually didn't expect this.
This is just really nicely done by Two Teacher. I think Two Savage might have played a little bit aggressive, but I think part of the reason that this result was completely possible is that really early tunnel out on 3 gens on the Nurse. Especially because Aimer also just kept on dying in the middle of the map. It's kind of a little bit difficult for the survivors to pressure the generators. Oh, but Sen, the threshold actually might be... Oh, okay, no, he's going to be trying to call towards Shaq. I believe he is the Deliverance player. He already used his Unbreakable as Two Teacher would have... What?
Wait, sorry, wait,
Deli.
what did you say? He's at Deli.
He might be able to... Yeah, he should be the Deliverance survivor, but no! Dan dies down. Hook, does he have enough time to Deli here? Is he... No,
he will. He will. If he's Deli, he will. I didn't think he was Deli because he was holding the flashlight.
Look, I mean, Two Teacher gets 3 points here, but if then...
Here it is.
Okay, no, he's going
nah.
That's
No,
it. Okay, 4K2. 4K2, so 24 and 6. So that is the complete reverse result for Kaito Kids that Sen got in the first trial. So I think as Kaito Kids, this is really a confidence boost on 4K2. Amazing stuff by Two Teacher. That was just incredible Nurse performance. Really punished Two Savage. Look, that was just, yeah, I just believe they just got walked on, and Two Teacher is just made of something different.
Yeah, definitely. Well, nevertheless, we'll see you with Two Savage this side after a really short break. Can we talk?
It's just crazy, man.
Savage side of the nurse is going to be interesting. We're fighting for a 4K. It's a 4K3, right, Tavi? It's a 4K3 we're fighting for a win con?
Yes. 4K
Yeah, okay.
condition.
Okay, so we're going to be seeing Backy on the nurse. Okay, I was corrected. I went through like 2 other nurses on the team before we actually got to who's actually playing the nurse. But nevertheless, we're here now. We're going to be loading into the Graining Storehouse one once more. We do see a build of... that's Ruin? Ruin? Correct. And... Undying, sorry. Going to be seeing add-ons. I think that's which is the. So I know one's if you want to enlighten me, Tavi, one is Fragile Wheeze, no, and the other one is Bad Man's Last Breath.
I hate the nurse. You know why? Because all the purple add-ons are stupid. You know what? They look the same. They have the same stupid names as the patients that are from the Quotas Penistyle or some whatever BS. But it's fine. Oh, Quino actually going to be taking the sprint burst away from this, dodging the first 2 blinks from Backy. So that's actually a very nice time. But oh, I'm dying actually getting some value in. I believe that. Sorry, I believe the purple add-on. I got sidetracked there. Sorry, got a bit too excited. The purple add-on is called the Bad Man's Last Bet. As long as it's, yeah, Bad Man's Last Bet. All right. So he's going to be able to activate that as Quino goes to the edge map. Ooh, manages to dodge out the blink. So a couple more seconds here, both 5 survivors. But I'm just going to assume that Quino gets down very quickly. But oh, they're actually trying to make it.
We're seeing Aura?
Yeah, I'm dying. That totem.
Oh right. Oh, I forgot about that. That's like its secondary effect or something. Like I completely forgot that Undying gives aura and that there was a totem around there, but that's crazy that he got value from that. I'm not gonna lie. He did see when they were doubling back, when they weren't, and he was able to adjust his blinks accordingly. So nevertheless, getting the hook over in that deep 6 variation side of the map. Sorry, got to be moving towards the middle and seeing if we can spot any other survivors working any other generators. I dare say that they're not really too close to the unhook, so I think that they would be more so around the deep 3 side, trying to get that gen out of the way nice and early. I think the killer knows it and holding blink. So, but we're going to be blinking back to the hook and trying to get the tunnel out as soon as possible. So this is definitely a very good play if you're Backy here. Not going to lie, it's just he's made like a really good decision. See if we can actually see, are they stealthing or are they resetting? And they get the quick reset. Oh my god, that has to be like a will make it or something there, Darby. Getting tagged and instantly 2-tapped. Quainer going down. That is really unfortunate. He was able to pick the right survivor to tag as soon as he saw them and just quickly get the down back on the hook, back in that deep 6 side of the map. And this is looking pretty grim for our survivor team. We just hope that there's gen pressure on the board to kind of facilitate for those unfortunate events that are happening in that deep 6 side of the map. We're going to be scaring the next survivor out of that deep 6 side, so the unhook won't be happening too quickly from when it was last looked at. And we do see somebody has been working around this 10 side of the map, but holding our blink, seeing what the goal is here, and we do find, I do believe that is the Claudette. White going to be taking this chase down and maybe dying towards the 1 side.
But look at how much further away back he is compared to Two Teacher in the previous trial. He's traversed the entire map, and the FTP comes in from Naos, who will turn from the obsession into the obsession. So Dying Light is not going to affect them still. But I mean, that is huge. That is huge. Like the fact that Backy was a couple of more meters away, like 10 to 15 meters away from this unhook, means that he's completely lost sight of Arcade. Artana Quinter might be able to make something happen. Does still have the sprint burst in the back pocket, and they are going to be found though, making the 1-8. Oh, but the last second tag as a generator pops in the distance. We have 2 injuries. This is very reminiscent of the previous trial. It is up to Kaito Kids to see if they can last, but Quinter goes down, and Backy is going to be able to secure. But another generator pops. Another generator pops, so that's the tie condition already for Kaito Kids. Yep. And so whether Two Savage will like it or not, we're going to a time that goes through it.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna, I dare say we're going to be actually seeing Backy in the Spirit. Okay, oh wait, this Phantom's not here. I know both of them play Spirit. I hate this. I hate this so much, but like, yeah, I do assume it will be back on the Spirit, I won't lie. We're going to be going more towards the central side of the map, going to seeing if anybody's going to be working these generators around. No, not seeing any stealthers. Oh, we see Sen! Wait, Sen? Oh my god, I'm stupid. Sorry, they were wearing the same cosmetics. Stray, no, yeah, Stray just, Stay, oh my god. All right, stay just like stealthing in that 2 corner at the moment, and now we're going back towards the deep 3 variation. I'm going to be seeing Untying given value tonight, tonight, Tavi. I won't lie, I was about to call you Starzy. Going to be getting the first tag onto 2 teacher here, who was our nurse the last game, and just going to be trying to dive towards this like deep 3 side, and now I dare say this is looking more towards our 4K2 territory, 4K1 maybe.
I mean, he's picking up 2 teacher here, who pretty much has to be deliverance. I mean, we saw him go in for the first unhook, and nowadays most players do not pair for the people with deliverance. So 2 teacher is like the only survivor who really could have the deliverance active, and now he's on the hook, so he's pretty much free to go whenever he wishes. I believe anyway. They might have some different meta build shift in the Highland, but I mean, Baki's still gonna be interested in this edge map. You know, checking out maybe he got a little bit of a whisper from someone in the yeah. That's a plot twist coming in from Now Z. One of the rarest occurrences of plot twists that you'll see, but that is such a huge issue for Baki now, because if you can find Naos, then okay, that's huge. Like that might be able to turn it into a guaranteed win. But if he doesn't, Naos will win the plot twist and get into healthy state again. So 2 teachers are going to be still sitting on the hook, very, very patient with the deliverance, and Baki still has to try and fight to kill all of our sliders before this last gen pops. But the thing about 2 teachers 4K2 was that it was completely clean. He achieved all hooks on the survivors, so there's still a possibility that that Kaito kids could deny points. Yeah, that's what it is. They could deny points from bleed outs exactly as or hatch, you know, same thing, or exit go. Oh, okay. We had a little bit of a bug going on, but that's not game breaking. We didn't see anyone through walls, so
yeah, no, it's fine.
Should be fine. But yeah, I mean, they're still able to potentially again get another generator done. Checkpoint number 1 or checkpoint number 2. If they can get a bleed out of any kind, that will also secure a win, as long as the survivor's not death hook.
No, yeah,
or
you're
if they
exactly
get an escape,
right.
actually. If they get an escape, I completely forgot. If they can escape someone through the gate or hatch, that's also a win.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Regardless, we will be going on to the tiebreaker set of Spirit, so we still want to be playing for the best possible result regardless, but going to be catching out our Meg here, and 2 teacher just going instantly down, fortunately for him, and we're just going to be slugging, going back to the generators. We really want to be playing for that best result. We really don't want them to be getting the generators done, and at the same time, we don't want them to be bleeding out, like you were mentioning previously. And then there is the gen popped. They have done it. They have won the nurse set against 2 Savage. This is really kudos to Kaito kids, and it's going to go down to the wire with Spirit. I didn't imagine this in a million years, Tavi, and I'll be honest with you.
Oh my god, and the fast pickup as well coming in onto 2 teachers.
Oh yeah.
That is just, I don't know. I'm going to give it.
Oh.
I have to give it to 2 teacher for one.
Yeah,
We're doing a thing where we both.
No, yeah, my bad. I was just gonna say, like, it's my first time ever seeing, like, you know, plot twist being done in a comp game, but like that's all I was really gonna say.
Yeah, plot twist is one of the strongest bugs in comp because it forces the killer to make a decision for sure. But I mean, whether or not the plot twist actually made a difference, I have to give it out to 2 teacher. I think his nurse performance was just incredible. It was like, just very precise. Very mechanical, kept it up throughout the entire game, found everybody, just mowed them down. I really can't lie. He just played that really well. But look, Baki can still play for best result. 4K1 still in the Horizon, as these generators surely don't have that much progress. You know, Ruin is up, Dynamite as well as the passive aggression also going to be the case. But Stay Now is going in for the juice with the buy a little bit more time. Gets the pull potentially for free, not a trade as Baki was expecting. And oh my god, I mean, look, this is just more time.
This is it. No, this has to be out. We might be seeing outs. Oh, okay, maybe. Oh, I don't know how progressive that generator over the mid. Would you call this mid 6? I don't even know, but like you'd be calling it mid, I guess. And then we're just getting tagged. White running into walls. Okay, and we're getting our blink swallowed. We're choking. Baki, stay composed. You can still get this down. It's okay. But yeah, no, definitely going to be seeing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's rough. Okay, I retract my statement in terms of like us getting out. It's looking pretty grim now. I'm not too sure I thought we had a little bit more gen progress and that was going to be able to like maybe last a little bit longer over on the deep 3 side, unfortunately. So it is looking more so of a 4K1. This is kind of how you expect your nurse matches to go on any groaning variation, to be honest with you. Both nurses though have played exceptionally well amongst the survivor teams that we've been coming across. I'm not gonna lie, like just capitalizing on just in all honesty, very minor mistakes. Like they're just not really that big of mistakes to be like, okay, these guys aren't playing too great. Like they're genuinely playing pretty decent from what I'm gathering. You know, it's very stock standard, and but the nurse is just capitalizing on everything. And this, if you're a nurse main, this is you really want to be taking notes on what to do here, what not to do. Unfortunately, two teacher getting found in edge map again, very injured, and I dare say this is going to be their second hook potentially. I'm not too sure. Third hook, they're dead. Okay. Well,
Yep.
looking pretty grim. Not gonna lie. If there's another really quick down, which I don't, there's a reset here. Okay, so they're gonna be going for a little bit of health, a little bit more a defensive approach. I'm not gonna lie. So I dare say they're going to be doing that more towards the deep 7, and I think our killer knows it. I do anticipate this is the case, but I could be wrong. We're going to have to see if they're actually stealthing around this area. I don't see them.
They
do you think that? Do you think?
No, they have to be here. They have to be here. But the thing is, though, Baki doesn't have Undying, so he doesn't get.
Myself. Okay.
He doesn't have Undying, so he wasn't entirely sure where they were. That totem was giving information, but Baki's just gonna commit this chase here. Now they're both fresh actually. And Naos has a plot twist, so I mean he could definitely make something happen if he were to get slugged and like injured. Because like plot twist reactivates when the gates are powered, so if Baki closes the hatch, then plot twist would reactivate. Oh my god, he gets tapped!
That's a really good prediction. That's a really good prediction from Baki.
Oh, okay.
That's an unlucky. That could have been a 2-tap, but that was very unlucky to be missing that swing there. But yeah, just a very good prediction. Blink over at that 5 side of the map. Getting spun! No, that's wild! No. We still have a chance to get him down. We still have a chance to down him. Okay, and it's looking. Yeah, I think we're giving up here a little bit because he knows he's in the open. He knows Baki's definitely not going to miss that one. Very well played to Baki. Unfortunately, not meeting the win con for his team to take away the series, but still doing really well and getting that 4K1. Result. A little bit of a smack on the hook, you know, letting him know what's up, and I guess a little bit of playful banter there from the boys in 2 Savage, I won't lie. But it's going to be interesting seeing what this Spirit tiebreaker set's going to bring to us, Tavi. I'm not going to lie, I didn't think we'd go down to this, but I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening. I mean, Kaido kids have surprised me, and we're seeing just okay, back in. No, wait. If you're under 18, please look away. That is criminal. But getting slapped on the hook here, and okay. Backy's just he's just playing around at this point. Not gonna lie.
I actually kind of find it funny. The only difference we've seen in these opening 2 sets is that well, apart from the killers, of course, is the sportsmanship in. You could kind of say in a way that who this like Quinio, right? Quinio, yes. Quinio playing the master actually gave send that one, and then Baki showing a little bit of what you could I guess argue is
wasn't he? He was being a little cheeky. He was being cheeky, wasn't he? Yeah, no, that was kind of funny. You know what? Keeping the what do you call it? Like, I guess there's a little, you know, story behind it, you know, being a little cheeky and just making things entertaining, you know. Just like, it's kind of like the BM keeps it alive a little bit, but like, we don't really endorse too excessive BM, to be honest. And that was a little bit, in my opinion, you know, maybe a slap on the hook and maybe WNS at the point in times where like you're getting juiced and like, you know, it's just giving characters to the game. But, you know, just in all, it's still like, you got to maintain your sportsmanship, you know, you don't want to be getting too carried away with those kind of things.
Absolutely, and I think with that explosive ending, maybe not explosive. I don't know. I mean, the result was insane. with that, now it's going to be 1-1. Kaito kids are going to be taking the mastermind set. Sorry, not the mastermind set, the nurse set. I'm just reading out here, 32-30, and that's going to put it to the split time. Yeah, something we weren't predicting would happen. So I think while we get that match set up very shortly, I think we'll just be going to a short break.
First up is Baki from 2 Savage. This is going to be a treat to watch. This has gone down to the absolute wire, and I cannot say how, like, I can't say how excited I am to watch this Tabu. This is going to be interesting.
I'm actually, if I'm remembering this correctly, I've not seen 2 Savage lose a set ever. Oh no, okay, no, I lied. No, they have dropped like a couple of sets, but this is just a very, very rare occurrence to see them push to, you know, something called a tiebreaker set. So yeah, now Spirit coming in Call Tower, I guess. I haven't seen much Spirit Call Tower action. I came into comp fairly late, so it's not my area. So maybe I'll let you take over.
I mean, like, what we have to realize, and going back to what you said about 2 Savage, you know, not losing a set, this is correct. We don't really see them lose sets very often, especially since, like, we had no idea who, like, Kaito kids were going into this, but, like, they've played really, really, really well. But what we have to keep in mind is that 2 Savage are missing probably 2 of their most valued players, I would suppose. These guys are all very, very good, but we do see that Miji and Phantom are missing from 2 Savage, so they are using a roster that isn't really the same as what they would in OSL, but nevertheless, they're still going to be doing really well, keeping up to the standards of Kaito kids. We assume that Kaito kids are probably one of the best. They're Thailand. They're a Thailand team, correct?
Yeah,
no?
it's fine.
Yeah, they're Thailand's, yeah. So one of the more experienced players in that region. Nevertheless, we're going to be moving into the Spirit set. I do believe she's on Coal Tower 1. This is going to... I don't like Spirit on Coal Tower 1. I'll put it out there, to be honest with you. I think it's quite a difficult map for her. Nevertheless, we're going to load in this 7 side of the map and push these generators, and we have a rough 3 gen at top. Okay, so all our gens are bottom side. This is interesting. They must be very clustered. This is actually pretty good for Baki here. We'll see if he can capitalize on it later on in the match. Now we're seeing I do believe that is the Ada crossing over. Could be no, it is the Ada. Okay, we're going to be taking chase over to the filler at 1, dropping it instantly and playing around it. Not too sure if we're going to stay around here. We're going to be faking a little bit of a phase, and then we're caught in a little bit of a predicament. Hopefully this is our life player, and we're just going to be really a little too patient at this pallet here, getting tagged. If the 8 is going to be running all the way down to 11, and just Baki following up with another phase, and I dare say this is going to be another quick down, since there's only really a matchsticks tile to be working around here, getting a little bit mind games, a little bit slow on the reaction times, playing the check spots a little bit too inconsistently. It's a little... and we're just going down a little bit. So... yeah, just there's a fairly quick down. I don't think there would have been much generator progress going on in the background, but we see the Claudette trying to take a hit at the hook, and I'm not too sure what's going on here. I think that was in vain. I don't believe that did anything. I'll keep it 100 with you guys. I don't think that was a good play at all. That's a free tag, and we're dropping the pallet over at 8. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the go was there, Tavi. You want to try and decipher that one?
Yeah, I'll try and debunk it. So, what does that mean? So, Claudette was top mid. They've been waiting top mid for a while. Maybe they're pressuring the generator, which makes some sense. If they're pressuring the generator and they do manage to get that sabotage, well, not really sabotage, but like body block of the hook, which is essentially like the equivalent of sabotage and comp, then that would be huge, because then the Ada would be able to get away from that middle area of the map, potentially make it towards the 11 corner of the map, which is a lot more favorable for the survivors. But I think the ping was potentially the reason that they did not, and 2 teachers just gonna beautifully path towards this this bottom side.
Are you saying she would have wiggled out?
I don't know if she would have, but definitely
I don't think she would have.
I think the ping plays a big part into it, because you can be like fully wiggled out on your screen on like 160 ping, but then on their screen, it's not. So that was potentially. Oh, we do find Ada though. This is our already hooked via tunnel out as the first round of pops. Winner is actually going to be taking the aggression from them with the Champion of Light. That is one of the perks I did notice. And Baki's actually completely happy to just start. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, it is.
And
okay, yeah, no, you're right.
Xenotech. Oh, doing the Xenotech.
What?
Beautiful. Oh, it didn't work out though because they were injured.
Okay, how does it work?
Alright, so it's just, well, I call it the Xeno tech because I remember seeing a clip of Xeno doing it, but it's such a beautiful technique to pull off where you can like 99 your sprint first, and then you can use your Champion of Light to run around at normal speed, and then you can sprint burst away. But that's why I call it the Xeno tech. Oh no, Aiden's fun! Edge map! Oh, what? They tried to pulse this and they're just going to be completely bad here. I mean, okay, kind of kids are just being picked apart. These two mistakes here, number one, like giving away those tags early on with that top mid hook, and then also Ada plot twisting on the edge map and then Baki finding them. That is surely going to be putting Baki into the driving seat here.
Yeah, he's capitalized on that now. That is a good find by Baki. That is insane. I don't think she was making any noise. I'm not too sure what happened. He must have saw her in the corner of his eye, but like. Again, with the Champion of Light tech, Quainer just giving a little bit of a flashlight click, getting tagged. Look, in all honesty, Tavi, these are too many free tags they're giving. I don't agree with all these techs that they're doing. They just need to be playing a lot more like conventionally, a lot more consistently. I don't see Ada really escaping this basement now as well, with Adam being in the way. Constantly trying to get around Baki, and Baki just playing around these stairs. He is being Peepo fat right now. He's not letting her cross at all, and that is amazing body blocking work by Baki to manage to not let Ada. Oh, we got the decisive. Oh, we got the decisive. Okay, so it's forgiven a little bit. That works out. That could have been really bad. That's pulled it back a little bit. We get the gen done over at top 11, and now taking this chase over down to the 8 side of the map. We're expecting the DH. Is the DH no pallet? If the pallet was up, that could have been enough.
But I swear that was live. Sorry, I swear that was live and live DS, and I was like, oh my god, live DS are gonna get out of here. But they are not gonna make it any further off the map. They're gonna die on the 9 area as the second generator pops. I think this is favored for Baki, right? Like having this kill so early on. Oh, yeah. Just as I say that, that's another generator popping for either kids as Adam takes this tag. And we did see, I believe, it was Adam getting the unhook in the basement. So they're probably deliverance with the med kit, if I would assume. So Baki would preferably not like to chase them with the overcome as well coming into play, most likely. And yeah, just opted to leave and head back to this generator setup, which I should now comment on. Does look a little bit bottom side heavy, as most of the chasers haven't really been able to look at this. Yeah, absolutely look at this. Look at this 3-gen 765, beautiful example of the cold silent 3-gens existing.
So congested. Yeah, no, yeah, unfortunately for our survivors here, just like making a few little mistakes here, just not being able to really break apart the 3-gens. But in all honesty, like chasers just being down on the bottom side made it a little harder for them to be working on these bottom side. Nevertheless, we're going to be looking for people maybe stealthing around, but we do see the reset coming, which I argue that would be top side. I won't. Oh, maybe not. Wait, we've seen the ace just stealthing around the rocks here. We must have heard him just stealthing around, breathing, not gonna lie. Gonna get this tag, you're gonna be trying to go up to the top side of the map. This is really rough if you're the ace here, but we do have this resource over at the 3 side of the map. And we do spot the Claudette hiding behind the rock. Quainer getting caught out. They are on death hook, so we definitely need... Wait, no, when they're not on death hook. Okay, I'm sorry, anyway, they should be on second stage though, so like this isn't really ideally the survivor you want to be chasing. And going back to the Delhi survivor not being chased is definitely agree with you there, Tavi, but if they do catch them out, they could just potentially Baki can just potentially select the Delhi if he does know about the Delhi, and just continue to find these survivors and just go for a slugfest here. But nevertheless, we're going to be still moving on towards the Claudette here, and getting down over at this corner 1 side of the map, and now going to be taking this hook over at the 2 side. I want to see what generators these survivors would be working at this point, because right now you have 2 3-gens. No, you have one. You had one top side. Okay, no, there'd be a 3-gen bottom side and 2 gens at the top. So I do say they're working those generators at the top. No, unless there's one. No, there's one gen. I'm counting on. Oh my god, no, I need to go to bed. Honestly, no. Okay, so. I thought they would be maybe working this main generator then. Oh, they're resetting there too. So they've 99 did their resetting, and now there's an instant down, and I just dare say here this is 4K2. I don't see them pulling it back. Actually, it's healthy, so he can get. No, he can get it. They're healthy.
No, but now the generator's regressing.
Like, no, yeah, the generator's regressing, but they can still pull it back roughly. I mean,
If this pain
The healthy survivor has to...
He wants Adam. He wants Adam. Because it will be painless. But oh no, switching target to Florida.
No, yeah, no.
They can do something definitely with the Gen 99. But
Yeah, if Adam's injured, I agree with you, but Adam's healthy, so all he had to do was really take a tag and run somewhere else, and they could have just the Claudette just could have ran the main and committed the generator if they lasted long enough.
Yeah,
it's risky. I know it's risky. That's the ideal play. I'm talking in an ideal world.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, I think this could have just been avoided if we did something called finish the main generator. I will stand by that statement. Finishing the generator is usually a good ideal, especially when the survivor might just be going down at any time. And actually, I guess I will take the time to comment on one of the more malicious perks that Baki has put in, which is indeed the sloppy butcher. Now, why would they commit the heal, you ask? Because sloppy butcher means you cannot 99 heal. You cannot do that for 70 seconds, and that's potentially why they went for the reset knowing the spirit was coming, is because they just tried to get the reset off before hitting the generator, because if they tried to touch the generator after like getting high progress on the reset, then there was a chance that, you know, it would just go all the way back down to 0 thanks to sloppy butcher, and two teachers are going to get tapped here on the edge map. Luckily, I believe he's the deliverance player, so they do have a little bit of slack, those Kaito kids, but still, there's yet to pop another generator. They were so committed onto main, and the fact that they it didn't pop because they tried to reset instead means that I don't think they're going to have any other gen progress.
No, yeah, that's exactly right, Tavi. And now we do see Baki just getting that hook onto two teacher, who presumably is our Delhi player, the Adam with the med kit. Going to be going up to main generator here now, seeing if we can see anyone who was committing potentially, but we don't find anybody, so they probably back on that 3 gen over at the bottom side of the map. Baki knows it. He's going all the way down to this 5 corner of the map, not really hearing anyone, so they have been resetting, and I do presume that would be somewhere around maybe the 7 side of the map. Yeah, and oh, they are over at 8, so now we've gone for a little bit of a 2-way split. I do presume there's going to be one survivor heading towards that unhook, and oh no, never mind, sorry, Delhi. We're still seeing a 2-way split here, though. We're seeing Ace taking the chase over 9, and then the Claudette taking chase over at 7. Baki's going to have none of that. He's going to go straight back to the Delhi player. Oh, and we found the Claudette. Okay, I lied. The Claudette was over at main, and I'm not too sure what they were doing. They were doing main gen. Okay, never mind. But anyway, just getting tagged, and we've seen that twice today, where we've just seen the survivor drop on top of the killer, and it just has not been good, because now this is just a really quick down, and unfortunately, looking pretty grim for our survivor team here. I think that we're not really going to get more than like a 4K2 result. I think Baki's got it in the bag.
Bye. That is the second death of the trial. 2 generators. I don't think our survivors have enough time to pop a bottom side generator unless they were doubling extremely quickly. But even then, it would have been extremely close. This generator does seem to be progressing. It is pumping. Actually, yeah, fairly close. I mean, 80%. There's very good effort there. I took it, but my internal clock said it would not pop in time. And you do find out Ace here, probably just wanting to play for a tag, but he has a BL potentially. No BL, but he tried to do the tech and it wouldn't work.
The stack tech doesn't exist, mate. It doesn't exist. They got rid of it.
I don't know what the hell happened there, but I mean, I guess it's just going to be going down anyway, and Aki's going to be
staggered tech. He would have made that in the old days of DVD.
I don't know, because the thing is, bounce landing is bugged at the moment. So if you do drop down from a height, you're not going to get staggered by the full amount. So potentially, maybe Ace just had bounce landing on cooldown, which I would think is an extremely unlikely scenario. But I mean, that's the case. Like, maybe that was possible. As you see, Baki kick the main generator.
It is interesting that you bring that up, Tavi. Now, would you say that is an exploit, something that could potentially be looked at?
No, it is not, because it is something that we know of. Like, as a community, we know that it's bugged, and we have still allowed the
usage of balance landing. Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is just that, like, well, if you stop balance landing, then what else are you going to bring? But he's going to take.
Everyone, Tavi, go for a 1v1. Let's go. What can he do? What can Adam do? Faking the he fakes the window. He's read it. He's read it. Wait, did we get the pickup? No, we didn't. This is just a down. Becky was trying to be a little bit smart. He could have easily just followed him into Shaq, but he didn't. So yeah, he's trying to catch him on a little bit of a clip. I'm not gonna lie, but anyway, picking him up and hooking him straight back on 5, and then we're gonna go straight back to where that Adam was over at that 6-7 side-ish maybe where he's been running to. Not too sure. Maybe still hanging around the 5 side for the save? No? Oh, we don't hear him, so I don't think that's... Oh, we do hear him. Never mind, I'm lying. Okay, so we're going for the unhook. Okay. Quick down. And now all we need is just 1, 2... Oh, wait, we're picking?
Unbreakable on the women's.
Unbreaking Delhi's allowed?
Yes, it is.
Alright, this is mind-boggling for me. I apologize. I'm so used to like other balancing. It's just Delhi and unbreak is just not allowed. But regardless, we're going to see the pallet break, and that is... So if that's the case, that was smart by Vaki to just pick up the trade. Just still committing the ace here now, trying to get that last down of the trial, and I dare say it's imminent and coming now. No, I don't think there's any dead hard. I think that was the
The Ada died.
Yeah, the player before that used it. Yeah, the Ada died at the beginning, so respecting it still, better safe than sorry, but that will be the 4K2 for Baki. Very well played, especially on Cold Tower. Spirit definitely of the expected result if you are the killer player here, because now we're looking at a 4K3 win con for our survivors, and that is a tall order against a team like 2 Savage.
Yeah, look at how happy Baki was.
Yeah.
I feel like Kaido kids definitely could have played a little bit better. Personally, like that start of the game, especially like Ada just giving the 3 down. Well, it wasn't technically a 3 down, but like he just read it perfectly, and then managed to secure the second stage really early on in the basement as well. Something to point out there. I was just so much time I was taken away from Kaito kids, and that I guess showed the result 4K2. And again, Hunter, you're the expert here, but I'm pretty sure 4K2 on Spirit is not the expected result.
No, not if you're the survivor team, that's for sure. If you're the killer, you're laughing. You're laughing going into this set, I won't lie. But like, it's not impossible. We've seen it happen before. We're just like, we've seen the impossible, like we've seen the quote-unquote impossible win con for the next team to not be met, and it has been met in the past. So we want to see what Kaido kids can do. We're not gonna go into an intermission for this this part of this stream. But what I will say is that, you know what I like, Tali? I like t-shirts. All right, everyone. There's going to be like a quick little announcement. Again, we've got something really super exciting coming to celebrate the launch of their brand new apparel line called Arise. They're holding a giveaway. Yep, 3 lucky winners will get a free Arise t-shirt shipped right to your door. If you want to join, it's super simple. All you have to do is follow Ekip and Tara on Instagram, then fill out the Google form that will be provided. Make sure that your name and country are selected correctly, but here is the twist. There is only 1 winner per country that will be selected. So if more than 1 winner is drawn from the same country, there will be a re-roll to ensure that 3 winners from 3 different countries are picked. Winners will be announced 1 by 1 every Sunday each week, so stay tuned and don't miss your chance to rep Ekip and Tara with their fresh new Arise drop.
I was holding up the t-shirt, and then maybe some of you out there were like, "Whoa, show me the apparel." But no, this is a different t-shirt, as I was saying before. Now you can actually see 100%. There's the Gilbert 2017 tag that I have, and as I was saying before, okay, this is also the Lord Summers 2017 that is printed on it. So I was saying before, this shirt does mean something to me, but
you're the drip lord, Tommy. You're the drip lord.
This is, look, in my caster picture as well, I have this shirt on. It does really mean something to me, but the shirts just look, as I was saying before, they're just sick. They just look amazing.
No. Oh yeah.
Imagine this, but then like better. Crazy. Anyway, let me put this on. I'll either put it away or put it on, but it's on the camera.
It's Tavi's favorite shirt. If he's saying anything about the new apparel line and that it's better than that shirt that holds so much meaning to him, you guys better be in that giveaway. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be something special. Get your chance to win that t-shirt. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah. Going back to the matches though, like, so we're going to be seeing the Kaito Kids Spirit now. 4K3 win con. A very tall order, I won't lie. You don't see it too often amongst Spirit. You don't see 4K3s all the time. You only see them if the survivor team makes grave mistakes, where to the point where they can't progress the generators further beyond the first tunnel out. But I do have faith in 2 Savage that won't be the case. We can expect to see outs on a map like Cold Tower on a team like 2 Savage. But then again, True Teacher has surprised us with these S-tier killers, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, watching him play that nurse set, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, if he is the S-tier specialist and he is just as good on Spirit as he is the nurse. I would really like to see this.
Yeah, I mean, 2 Teachers definitely put a name for himself out there, and just as a quick update, because I don't think either of us have addressed this, just the scores for the previous sets. I believe it would be, let me just see if I can do my math right. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10. All right, so then there's 10-point difference, so it'll be 54. Oh man, okay, I can't do my math. All right. But my bad. I'm just stalling. So Sen. So from 2 Savage, Sen managed to get, and the survivor side managed to get total 35 points, followed by Idle Kids getting 24. So that was the that was the mastermind set, and then in the nurse set, it is Idle Kids now coming with 32 to 30 on top of 2 Savage. So that is the previous results, and currently we're sitting at, I believe, 24 points for our killer and 6 for our survivors, since they got 3 generators done, but everyone died. So now Kaito Kids have to try and win back those 18 points, which... Oh, sorry, Kaito Kids have to win back the 18 points as killer. My bad, as killer. I needed to add that one in.
Yep, and that means getting any sort of 4K beyond, what, 3 gens left? Actually, minus the bleed out, so just 4K. Like, you just need the 4K with all stages. In that regard, so gonna be interesting to see what our Spirit player here can do. Like I said, I do think that they will be able to upkeep what they did on the nurse game. I have high hopes. What's happening?
We're not logging in yet. There's a little bit of lobby.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh wow.
We'll
Okay.
be in soon though. Yeah.
No. Yeah, of course. I think there's a player issue. Okay, so we'll soon see what's going to be happening here. I'm not too sure. I think they'll just like click ready up again and just we'll be on our way to seeing the 5 hexagons or the 6 hexagons. Was it 5, Tavi? It was 5 on it.
5. No,
5.
I'm sorry.
See,
Please. 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1.
Yeah, 4 plus 1. Yeah, okay. Sorry, my
The
bad.
spectator doesn't bring enough points.
No, yeah, the spectator's swinging in and offering. That's correct. Yeah. Oh, he's sending us to the game. What are we doing? But yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna be waiting for good old Sin here to click ready when he's ready, and we'll be on the way to watching some really good gameplay in terms of Spirit gameplay. But if you're still here with us and you want to know what the next series of tonight is, it will be. Let me just get my notes up real quick. It'll be T-Expose versus Source with a mastermind pick on Cold Tower by T-Expose, then followed by a Spirit pick of Source on the Cold Tower 1, followed by a tiebreaker of Oni on Rancid Abattoir, which is a bizarre map for Oni in my opinion. I would love to see that, but I guess that's for next series, Tavi. I don't think we'll be able to see that until the next match, obviously. So hopefully you guys will stay with us for that. It is getting late for our Australians. But nevertheless, some Australians, it's only 9:05 for me. So like, yeah, I'm chilling.
Yeah, there's a bit of a joke going on, not really a joke. I don't know, whatever. But we are going to be finally loading in soon, so the hexagons will appear on our screen, indicating the offerings. So that's going to happen. Hopefully everything's right, as a penalty here actually is very, very detrimental. So hopefully that doesn't occur. It does seem all right though, so when you're loading in, but. Yeah, I mean, funny you say the sets like that, Hunter, because my what do you call it? My observant eye sees that Mastermind and Spirit have been already played this night. So I think Mastermind and Spirit are definitely one of the more accepted, more fun sets to play for competitive play. So anyway, that's for a little later though. We still have to finish this series. Kaito Kids needs to achieve that 4K3 to take away the win from 2 Savage, but that is a very, very tall order, as we do see two teacher load in. On the Vin Yamaoka, the spirits angling towards the bottom, does have a little bit of a gen oriented loadout, but does manage to find our first chase very early. This is what you need, but Sen is going to be the one holding the chase. Doesn't get hit through the window. Oh my lord.
No way, that's crazy. Okay, so Sen's going crazy on the ping. That was really unfortunate not to get the tag there. I'm not going to lie, that did look like a hit if you are our spirit there. Nevertheless, going to be still taking this chase and playing them beautifully around the L&T walls here from 2 Savage. Sen going to be taking this chase all the way down to 9, dropping the pallet instantly, faking the phase. So he knew, he read that really well, but he's Wing all the way now down to 10. Or just playing around the 9 filler a little bit longer, and there's another L&T at 10. This is actually pretty good. Like, not gonna like Sen is playing around the L&Ts, and we know Sen plays around the L&Ts very well, being one of the best 1v1 players in OCE. Nevertheless, 2's teacher is going to be leaving that chase. He knows not to overcommit that. He didn't get the first tag. He hasn't gotten rid of too many resources. Going back to these generators, see if we can find any survivors stealthing out this generator here, but that doesn't look like the case. I can assume that maybe there will be another survivor over at 11 doing that generator, or potentially, like you said, Tavi, getting that main generator done, you know. And anyway, we do catch out the Ada here, dropping the pallet, Shack pallet very early and making as much distance as we possibly can to avoid any quick tags. So Dan just got running all the way down here to the 7 side of the map, running up the hill. I don't think, maybe is he balanced landing? No, he's just trying to do a little bit of a juice around the top side of the hill, not really working out in his favor, but still making enough distance to reach 7. Going to be looping around these box fillers here, maybe making it back towards Shack. I can assume that survivors will be pumping out these generators now. They can't be long until there's at least one pop. Going to be working with this window. This window is also facing the right way, and I'm confused. I thought he was vaulting out, not vaulting in. But anyway, getting hit down all the way over at 6, nice and far away from everything right now. Look at this empty space, Harvey, and our fire use from the gens. That's actually really well played by Dan, I won't lie. Nevertheless, we're going to be taking this hook all the way to 7, and we're going to be seeing what our next move is from there.
And the next move will be shake in your boots, because the first generator already pops with this chase before the Penvers can come in. So that means another generator has to be very, very close, you know. Like, you've left this first chase go on for like over 2 minutes, around 2.5 minutes to be more precise. And yeah, we do see this gen here is approaching that 80% mark, though got hit by a option, of course. Maybe even a pain resonance too, like, we don't know. Inside 2 teacher, that's the second generator of the trial popping, breaking this setup on the top side. So 2 teacher only has this bottom side 3 gen to work with, but you still have to hold 4 generators. There's not even a 3 gen that's required. Does find the tag onto Sen as the unhook comes in though. And Dan's also going to have the luxury of using the bounce landing, as Baki actually gives him the health state through the 4 people. So he has so many good resources, Mr. Dan. He has the bounce landing, he has the extra health state, and 2 teachers just going to he's going to concede there for the tunnel out and go after Baki instead, who no doubt has an aggressive build. So it'll be fine if we were to get down. Might see like a DS coming, but the pallet stun instead. Baki is like, not today. Not today, and he's going to make it all the way up the map. He's already at 2. This is no small feat coming in. Like, this is an S tier killer. You're not really supposed to make this much distance, but no, he does get down to the pallet.
He got hit through the pallet. That's crazy. So I got a little bit excited there, Tavi. That's impulsive thought. I was just like, oh. Anyway, downing back here through that pallet. Very unfortunate. No doubt Ping had something to do in that regard. Now picking up Baki and going to be hooking in more towards the 4 side of the map. Still, remember the win con is 4K3. Like you said, it's still gonna be very hard to kind of maintain this. He has to protect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generators. So there's a lot to do if you're our killer here. Yeah, 5 generators. I just don't see it happening.
You could imagine if Kaito Kids popped that main generator in the previous trial, how much of an easier position it would put 2 teacher in right now. Like, this 3 gen bottom side is actually quite nasty. Like, they have 7, I believe 6 was it? Yeah, 7, 6, and like this log generator, as well as like a little bit of a hanging guy on 3. So it is actually fairly holdable as a spirit if you get to a 3v1 quickly, but you still need to get to that point actually. 2 teacher doesn't even have anyone on the death hook so far with 3 gens remaining. Do spot out back here, trying to make the top side very nice. awareness to try and die edge as possible. Maybe they figured out that agitation is in play, so they don't want to take any chances with that. But there is a very high chance that he's the DS and DH survivor. Maybe not DH necessarily, but DS for sure. That's main generator popping. That's a tie condition for 2 Savage, and they haven't even seen a death yet. So I think this trial is going to go towards 2 Savage here, which I think after seeing Baki play Spirit, and I think it's fairly deserved.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. There's been a performance from 2 Savage. There's no word of a lie here, but 2 Teachers, the game's still not over yet. He still can't tie the set. If he ties the set, then it's gonna be going to another tiebreaker of Spirit. But unfortunately, we will not be with they will not be with us on stream to do that. They will be playing that offline due to time constraints that we have here in DBD Indo. Nevertheless, we do hope to see maybe that, I don't know, 2 Savage could potentially pull the win, or like, who knows? But like, in all honesty, it's looking, it honestly is looking, it could go either way. I won't lie. If he gets like a quick down here and spots someone out of position, this could be really dire for 2 Savage.
The one opening that 2 Teacher would have had is onto a Death Hook survivor. Guess what? We'll make it. It's coming in and getting them healed.
What a perk.
In like 0 seconds. 0 seconds, and this is why. This is why you're like in the 4v1, you can't hold everything. As we do find the tag onto Mr. Dan, we know he does have the bounce landing, so not going to be able to utilize it here, but still manages to be able to make it a very long way topside, nearly manages to dodge the Spirit's katana, but it's not going to be enough. That last pixel will be fat enough for 2 Teacher to take it down. So another hook for him. He's already used the pain resonance though, and have to see what he decides to do, as you were saying. 3-gen definitely holdable, but 2 Savage still have a lot of perks available to them. Like, we haven't seen a Dead Hard yet. We haven't seen Deliverance. We haven't seen Unbreakable. There's so many resources still in the trial that 2 Savage can utilize to try and get the best result possible. So we do see the immediate unhook come into Ada here, other Death Hook survivor. Remember, he's also on Death Hook, so 2 Teachers is actually worried about the generator here, and again, this is a little bit of the issue on the 4v1, and this is going to be the Sprint Burst coming in as well from Baki. Was that Sprint Burst? Wait, I mean, Sprint Burst for the people. Strange combination, but I mean, it's going to work out. Another generator pops here to secure the win for 2 Savage, so unless some kind of stupid penalty is applied, I think that is going to be the end. So 2 Savage is going to keep on strolling through this winners bracket. Actually, well, they haven't played a match yet, so they're going to be pushed into the winners bracket, and well played to both Kaito Kids and 2 Savage. I would say, like, they put up a good fight.
They definitely did. The Kaito Kids, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You played a very, very good couple of sets, and they were really interesting to watch. You definitely pulled some tricks that we just weren't aware of, and but unfortunately for Kaito Kids, unfortunately for 2 Savage, 2 Savage will be advancing to the next portion of the winners bracket, and I do believe will Kaito Kids go and be down to the losers bracket, Tavi? Is that how that works?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we're taking this chase onto Dan. Final chase, maybe. We do look like we're seeing some outs here, definitely. Taking that quick down onto Dan, going to be checking this backside 12 gate, and we do spot Mr. Sen working on that 12 gate, and we're going to be taking the chase all the way down to this corner 1, which I can only assume that somebody would be all the way over at 7, getting the 7 door done. And Sen just buying enough time for that to happen, going down at the filler pallet outside of main in the corner of 1. But no, we do see the reset here. I'm not too sure what the play is. Maybe they're not working the 7 door if they're going for the reset, or maybe that was done with a med kit. I'm not too sure. Okay, Dan, yes, no, there's team problems. What are we doing? Why are we running into each other, and why are we giving tags so quickly? And in all honesty, I just think they should have taken like at least 1 out at this point. But they do know the game's over. They are just like playing around, picking up. They're trying to get everybody out, which is just like bizarre to me. But do you think it's 90? Do you think that goes 99? Do you think they even have progress on 7, or is this just like is this just a? Yeah, no, they don't. Wait, they don't. They don't. You see it now, like. Yeah, no, you're right. Sure. You're right.
2 Savage.
Oh, that's ballsy. Wait, no, this.
Oh my god.
Crazy for that. Bro, if he dead-hearted into him, I think he would have made that instead of dead-hearting away.
but I mean, this is only 6 stages acquired currently for 2-teacher, even though, you know, you got 2 kills. There are 2 kills on the on the death hook. So, we did see someone run across main, but no, Dan is, not Dan, Sensei. It's like,
he's got for patch. He just makes it.
And that's 6 stages.
Makes it.
That's 6 stages.
That's very.
Is convincing. That's convincing.
Yeah, no, that's like expected result there. Like, you know, 6, 9 stages up, going on the other side, pretending to close the hatch, and then just like trying to get back all the way to that gate over at 12. But I don't think he makes it with how fast the spirit acquires her phase. He's going to have to do a little bit of juking here, and I just don't think it's going to be happening. Wait, walking, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Did he go inside? He did go inside there. I thought he just walked straight past, but like he did go all the way to 2 and just is trying to, he's really trying to, he's trying for his life to get out of this, and he's just, the spirit is getting a little bit lost. This pallet was thrown by Baki and broken, so not really much for Sen to work with here, but still making a really good chase for this endgame scenario here. And failing the window tech. No, he dead. He dead. And this is Mori. This is Mori.
Oh right, okay. I was gonna say, will we get out again? Will Kaito kids, will 2-teacher let him out? No, 2-teacher did not have any of it. So yeah, I mean, that's gonna wrap up the part 1 for our day 3. Insane stuff, insane trials that we've seen. Really good gameplay going around, but 2 Savage are going to be advancing, and I guess, yeah, Kaito next week, I believe, against our low brackets, so that's going to be a good watch. They just showed what they made of against 2 Savage, so I hope we can see more gameplay from them in the future, because that was really good.
We'll keep it noted because these guys are insane. Anyway, we'll quickly read the score for you guys. I'm not too sure. Wait, Tavi, do you know what the scores were in the end results?
I believe, let me do the math quickly, would be 12 to 22. And then the other one would have been 24 plus 12. So 36 to, I'm doing math, 18. Yeah, 36.
I'm glad I have you here because I wouldn't be able to do that. Anyway, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to take a short intermission, a little break while we get the next series set up for you guys. But yeah, well done to Kaito Kids for putting up a fight. Well done for 2 Savage for advancing to the next part of this tournament. We will catch you guys very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere because there's more games to come.
back to our second half of day 3, week 1. We are going to see Source fight it out against TP Expos. Now, sets, we go over them. We have Mastermind, Spirit, and Oni tiebreaker. The Expos pick the Mastermind and Source pick the Spirit. But, what beasts we have for you tonight. Well, we just saw 2 of them fight it out. Let's see, what's the name? Kaito Kid, sorry. Kaito Kid's claws come out in the nurse set, taking that away from 2 Savage. And Hunter, I'm pretty sure you'll be happy to see your Source boys playing again. Oh
yeah, definitely. Haven't seen them play in a hot minute, so definitely good to see them back on the grind and versing a very new team. What was their name? T-Expose. So, I was recently informed that they are new to competitive. Source being very experienced, this is going to be a match to be watching. We can see, like, you know, so naturally people are skeptical about, it's a new team and they're not going to do well. We can only hope that these guys are a bunch of pub stompers and that they can get the job done, you know? It happens all the time. You'll see just one person come out of nowhere and they just start just dominating the scene, just playing really well. And that's what we hope to see here, is that even though these players are new to competitive, that they're not going to just, you know, get blown out of the water. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll hope to see what they can do as we load into this match here. It's going to be TP Expose, not T-Expose. TP Expose back on the killer set. We do see Frozen Gestrix. Did see Exit and I think it was Thomas, the last survivor. So yeah, it's a strong lineup. You know, it's names you all know and love. So we'll be loading into the Mastermind set on Cold Tower 1 once again for the first match by TP Expose. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher that name so many times tonight. But we're gonna be seeing Simba on the killer on the way, all the way towards the middle of the map and going to suss out what he has. He has about 4 generators on the top side, maybe 5 if you're counting 9 and 3. But gens are very spread out, so the survivors don't really. Well, there's a little bit of a 3-gen bottom side as well, so definitely have that there. And nevertheless, we're going to be taking a very early chase. Going to be finding Exit, looping around the main building, not vaulting the window. Very good read on that. And going to be continuing this chase. Oh, wait, streams pause? No, wait, streams pause for me. Okay, no, anyway.
That's all right. I can,
continuing the chase. Yeah, you go.
Exit, you know, just gonna pop the light, make it towards the backside main building, and just give that pallet real free, you know, to our killer here, Simba. Actually trying to mind game this. I don't know if this is gonna work. Is a Source member, and yes, they are long gone from this main building, holding the check spot nicely. Long gone from the check spot, I should say. Exit gonna resume the chase around the main building. This is really where you want to take the chase. Might actually make a window. No, that does not go for it. Instead, tries to bait the swing, but maybe this is a 2-tap potential. They have kind of dropped their resources around this 11 side of the map, so I do dare say this is going to be a fairly alright down for Simba to take here, and it's going to just be, yeah, exactly as I was saying, so fairly nice down here. But oh my god, this Tom the Gen has already popped. It was actually at the 9 area, so that's completely worked in their favor. They have managed to break this topside 4-gen for this, and against the Mastermind, I think that is one of the most common things you will see, especially on the Cold Tower, is popping that 1st-gen before the first hook, if they can.
Definitely a very good move for our Survivor team here to be put in a better position with having that midnight generator being out of the game very early in the trial. Going to be taking chase onto Claudette, getting that nice stun there. You know, we're not playing on ping anymore, so we're not going to see any wacky hits. Going to be continuing on the chase over towards the one side of the map, but quickly dipping away from that and just going back to the unhook here, where the ace is going to have a juicer chase a little bit. So we're running through the middle of the map. We have a filler, nice little filler in the middle of the map. Love this filler. When there's nothing in the middle side of the map, it's always just really rough games for the survivors, but having that pallet right there to work around, definitely very good for our ace here. Exits, he's just going to be taking chase all the way down 11. The body box coming in from, I believe that's Gestrix. Very well played. It's criminal. You can't be doing that. That's crazy. Anyway, a little bit of distance loss from our survivors there with that that unfortunate scene of events, but I think Exit just had to look behind him a little bit more than just instead straight W key for the pallet. But nevertheless, the chase is going to be continually going on here to this mid-6 filler, and then just hoping that we can break away, maybe lose line of sight and just lose the tunnel out. But I don't think that's going to be happening. And with the hit being taken so early and so unnecessarily as well, we're going to be seeing maybe the quick down onto exit here, faking the window, not quite working in his favor. Probably should have taken it and kind of risked the ping, but yeah, no, overall, not too bad. Not the worst thing in the world. They do have the gen pressure to kind of facilitate this tunnel out, which I like to see, but we're going to be seeing this second stage come on to exit really shortly. Simba playing not too bad of a match, I must say, for someone who's just came into the competitive scene, Tavi.
Yeah, I always like seeing new faces in the comp scene, and you know, you see how they perform in Survivor, but I think the kill performances are way more interesting. We do see Source again popping in another topside generator. Now they have a 2-2 split on the call tower, so this is exactly what you want if the Survivors. As the unhook comes in, very nice efficiency from Source, which is one of the things I've noticed throughout pretty much all the tournaments I've seen them play, is that they're really on top of their rotations and positioning really well. Like as soon as the Neo pop the gen, there. Oh my god. Oh. Alright, I mean, okay, this is just proves my point. Like, Source are just on top of their game. They're so efficient on the generators, and to be honest, I feel like Exit's chase was quite long. Like, they managed to go all the way up from like the top mid to 11, and then back all the way back down to 7. Now they still have the Shack palette to play with as well. That's just gonna get dropped and handed over on a silver platter, and yeah, I mean, this is what we like to see from Source. They just start in seemingly dire situations. They just start suddenly pop like 5 generators and then they get 3 stages. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, Simba though still holding their own, still going for the tunnel. I'm not sure if I agree with this. The game is very late going on. Exit also going to be able to dodge that dash, but I think Simba should be going for the fresh hooks instead of trying to commit the tunnel out, which also might have adrenaline. So I feel like he should break away now, and this is a little bit of a mistake to me.
Yeah, I do believe he's overcommitted to this tunnel out, Tavi. He should be playing around the fresh hooks, but again, this just comes down to just the inexperience and macro mistakes, realistically. Again, Simba very good on the micro side of things when it comes to Wesker. No, that's a good grab there, but unfortunately, we do see the last generator pop in the background for only a 3-stage. Just shot the master class of, which is Source, just completely dominating after what seemed to be a little bit of unfortunate events at the start of the game. Just able to really pull it back and just have that gen pressure to kind of facilitate the tunnel out. Like we said though, kind of a mistake for going for that tunnel out. He did leave the hook a little too far to go to that check on that 1-2 side when there was around 2 generators left. He did move away from the tunnel out. If he was going to commit to the tunnel out, he couldn't really afford to stay over there. I mean, he could have played for the fresh hooks, which I assume is that's what he was doing. He was just assuming he was going to lose the tunnel out anyway, which, you know, isn't too bad, but unfortunately just like getting lost in the Source, just losing the last chase that was really provided to him, the last opportunity to get his tunnel out. And in all honesty, like you said, you just should have left the chase a lot earlier than what he did and probably get like a little bit more stages on the board, because now we're looking at like a 3-stage, but we're potentially looking at a 6-stage here now if we can quickly 2-tap Thomas here. But Thomas playing this really nicely, going up to this main side of the building, dropping down. Is this a balanced landing, Proc? It is. I don't think, yeah, I think this is like completely over for our killer play here. This is looking like a 3-stage game. My screen has frozen, and I'm back and I can see what's happening now, but I do assume this is just going to be all out the door, I guess. So it is a 3-stage with 1 fresh, Tavi.
Beautiful stuff. Source is taking that win. Well, not win. I mean, on the mastermind, you're looking more towards 7 stages and more like an even result from Killer and Survivor in terms of points. But I mean, Source is going to walk out of this with the majority of the points in their pocket. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 19 points for Source and 6 points for our Killer, which is a huge difference. Like that is a very noticeable difference. So, I guess, yeah, I mean, Source just doing Source things, Hanzar. And with that, I think we might just go to a quick break. We'll have to see what Source's Killer can do. I assume it's X-Tap, but we have a break coming shortly. That would be coming in due time, I guess.
Yeah, if it's not X-Tap, I cry. Anyway, we're going into an intermission. We'll see you guys in the next match. Welcome back, everyone, to the second game of the first set with TV Exposed versus Source. We just see TV Exposed get a 3-stage on Wesker. Unfortunate scene of events there. Not really the result that you want. Nevertheless, it can be done, you know. So 2-stage win con if you're us survivors here, basically. You just can't really be affording to be getting hooked. So expect to see some juicer chases, Tavi. I mean, that's what's going to take to actually win this set. But with Source being as experienced as they are, their killer side X-Tap, I don't think he's going to allow that. I think he's going to deny that. I think X-Tap, knowing X-Tap, we're going to see some generational gameplay. So we're loading in here. at 7. That's okay, you go.
Yeah, generational is correct. I mean, again, another unintentional pun from Mr. Commissioner here. His build is, yeah, very generator focused. I don't know to reveal too much as of yet, but let's just say you see the breakable wall not being yellow, you know something's off. So it's going to be taking this first chase around the main building. Are going to be camping for the balance landing just as usual and take the distance all the way around. But if they make this, I mean, it does have the unicorn medallion. It's not going to be enough distance, and that's just a 2 damage avoided for the first 40 seconds of this trial. And except just deciding to leave this main building to try and catch out one of our bottom survivors, instead working the generators. I do like this play, as of course, since the build is more generator focused, then you can try and find tags. But except again, go for a little bit of prediction, double dash onto our thing, and it's going to miss. And they still need to get something going. Like, they don't have an injury yet. They've only managed to kick the main door, really. They haven't gotten any tiles out of the way. So, really, except, I mean, look, there's a chance. Okay. The tag comes in. The win condition, though, is, like, you can tie with 2 fresh stages. So, like, anything better than that is going to take a win. And that 2 tags, yeah, unfortunate on the jungle gym. Unfortunate.
Oh, it's not good. That's so unfortunate. Just to like not playing the check spots there correctly, not playing the tile there like correctly. Just yeah, X-Tap taking advantage of it, and we're slamming into boxes and maybe doing a little bit of a ping check. Not too sure what's happening here, but we're back in the game. So yeah, like you said, we just need like another fresh hook here, and then that'll be game. But we are seeing the double here at the water tower and the quick tag. And wait. Did Steve just get collateral damage there and go into the mending side? Is that what I just saw?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so,
that is unfortunate. That is crazy. No, that is crazy value for X-Tap here. Now we have 3. We have 2 injured survivors and 1 on the hook. This is not good for our survivor team here at TP Exposed. Going to be taking on this chase as Cheryl over at this like filler pallet more towards the 11 side. We're not going to commit it though. X-Tap knows there'll be somebody stealthing around for the save, but in all honesty, very good patience from our survivors here. We've got to give it to them. They haven't really just walked into there and just tried to get their friend off the hook instantly. But breaking the door to main, again, all doors in main broken, so main's become a lot more of a weaker loop, you could say. So we're just patrolling and seeing if we can see anyone going for that last second trade. And I dare say that's going to be happening very soon. The first generator of the trial procking over in the 5 side of the map and securing that second stage onto our survivor there. So there's only we only need 1 more stage here from a fresh survivor, and we do see the Cheryl. If this is like a quick down, which it might be, no, we actually make that window. That is crazy right now. We're just like trying to go on a little bit of like a gen push here, I assume, because we haven't gotten now friendly first stage off the hook yet, but we do have the tag onto Cheryl, who's going to be taking chase to the bottom side. X-Tap not having any of it. He just needs to find that fresh hook at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, he could have committed the Cheryl, but actually, I mean, knowing his position, X-Tap, very experienced as well, realizes he can just go back and try and get the tunnel out, which is secure the tie. And I guess in his mind, and I'd have to agree, he's one of the most scary killers in that I've seen, like especially in SEA. Like he's performed one of the best throughout the most recent season of one of the things that I was casting in. So yeah, he's just gonna get it down here. Okay, so tunnel out maybe a quiet thing. Was that?
So he's baiting.
Yeah, it is right. Well, I mean, look, tunnel out now. 3 gens left. He knew that this was completely possible, and that's gonna set our survivors back really. Oh, I said that badly. It's going to set them back by a lot, and you can see the resets come in. Cheryl actually hits the full infection, so could be a little bit of trouble there on the top side of the map, but I guess X-Tap's just trying to smell out where our survivors are. Does see that Cheryl does take the spray, but we have caught out somebody here on the main building. I dare say that it is going to be a bounce landing, because I think they are dead, so no, Steve was a bounce landing, right? So damn, I guess they're just 2 survivors around main then. And,
getting away with it. Nah, okay. Alright, honestly, I thought we were going to see something revolutionary there from X-Tap, but no. Instead, just breaking the pallet and still continuing on the chase to the UE, who's going to be taking the chase all the way down to the 9 side of the area. Really playing patiently, not trying to W straight forward. So X-Tap having to retract back his M2 power after the first dash, and unfortunately getting red at the pallet there. Yui going to be slugging this and going for the active generators, but no, he realizes there's nobody on Shaq, so this is a pretty safe hook to do. He has pain res in his back end, but like, what I failed to realize is he has brought in some of the most busted things that I've seen. The fact that we allow this again is just beyond me, because I haven't seen it in competitive since we allowed it in DBO's Thailand tournament. He's brought pop, pain res, and eruption. That's just, it's going to be so hard for these guys to get like just another generator finished after the snowball effect, which is just happening imminently. They are playing very well though around these perks, even though that there's only 2 survivors like currently in the trial who are able to do things at the moment. But I mean, for all that it's worth with a build like this, and just even to get it down to 2 gens at the moment, and as a new team should be like quite a bit of a, it should be plausible a little bit. I would say.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things for new teams to try and get into the matches and not try and keep the mental up is to try and keep on improving. And definitely you could look through the YouTube video and have a look at potentially some of the aspects, like maybe what Xtap did that Simba did. So just some, but Xtap is playing this very standard. Would be happy with the 4K result, but as you're saying, Hunter, I think as a new team going into this, I remember when I was scribbling for the first time, West Coast was like always 4K, so it would be very, very impressive if they could achieve more from here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely right, Harvey. As we continue on with the match, though, we're going to be finding Cheryl over at the 2 side of the map. Not really many places to go, and as weak as the main building is, just like not able to find any resources on the map, going down instantly pretty much. It's pretty rough now. I don't think we're going to be seeing any more gens proc. Like even with like this snowball is just going to absolutely destroy them with this kind of build, with this kind of player of this kind of caliber. For what it's worth, they've played like a good game around the scenario they were given. If you look at it from that way, on paper, it's not really the best result, but for what it's worth, you have to take into account the what they were dealt with, what kind of hand they were dealt with. So, we're going to be taking this chase again onto Steve, but we're hesitating a little bit. He doesn't want the unhook for free. He knows that there's 2 people off generators, so he doesn't really have to commit to anything here. He can kind of just sit tight and just protect his hook here, make sure that Cappuccino Assassino, what a name, my god, does hit the second stage. But no, we're going to take chase onto the Yui. We've decided we've opted to kind of move away from the defensive style of play and go a little bit more aggressive, knowing that we've already reached our win con for the game, for the match, for the set, sorry. Getting a clean slam into the eye filler there on the Yui, and we've just stayed at this pallet when we should have probably ran a little bit more into the Shaq side. Not too sure what the... No, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. I can feel it. No! Oh, he got messed up by the box. There's no shot. He's gonna try and do it again, surely. Nah, okay. Oh, I really wanted to see one, Harvey. I won't lie. I knew what he was going for. I had like the cheekiest grin on my face, man. I wanted to see it.
Oh man, the grin is still on my face.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Bro, no way.
I want to see that. I want to see that. Xtap has been happy to chuck that in his CQ video. But yeah, it's gonna be resuming this chase here. Oh, actually no. Actually deciding to leave our show on the main building, and actually finds out Steve put out in the open instead, trying to get the bounce landing to reposition himself. But I don't know if he makes that much. Xtap might be able to use the dash logic to take the prediction, but it's gonna miss, and it's just gonna be this filler now that Xtap has to do this movement on. We see Queen.
Go, crazy Xtap.
Come on, gotta get the flicks. Gotta get the flicks. No. Alright, good try. So I give it to you. Look at his movement though. I do have to appreciate like how clean his movement is. He's looking at Sen's movement, Sen's movement in the mastermind as well, it was literally exactly the same. So again, I will always shout out to Xtap for doing that, but he's missing a couple of the dashes here, which is
he's gone for clips, man. He's gone for clips.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
Like, so the thing is with camera movement like that, you'll notice that all of those top players play with either mid DPI and a really low sense, or just a low sense with a low sense of mid DPI or mid DPI with low sense. They are very precise camera flicks and they can be easily screwed up. You also have to make sure that your momentum is still being adequately executed. So making sure that you're not getting caught on anything that's sticking out in particular of any loops, making sure that, you know, you're not just like bouncing into walls and you can't really move around side to side or anything. But yeah, just very fluent from like players like XTAP who just know how to do that, and Sen. It's really nice to see. And we're just going to be taking chase onto this Yui, who's just going to get thrown into this wall again. And I dare say, wait, we're going to slug maybe? Okay, interesting. We're just going to try and go for 11, trying to secure this 4K2 after trying to get a few clips for the YouTube channel XTAP, but he can smell someone here, and he does. He knows. He's seen the Steve. I do believe this is the Steve, right? I'm not tripping. It is the Steve. I can hear him. Yeah.
Mr.
Okay,
Harrington.
so we're just going to continue the chase onto the Mr. Harrington here, going for that outer side pallet. And hey, like they've pulled this back to a 4K1, dude. Like, not the worst result, but it does look like that's all they're getting.
Yeah, they had a timeout at 3, and they managed to pull this back. You know, I started missing a couple of the clip where the dashes, but I mean, at the end of the day, like 4K1 still solid result, I'd say. Definitely go look over the go look over the VOD. Just have a look at the game as XTAP goes to the double dash again, fails the clip, but I think we're just going to be showing good sportsmanship here as this final chase ensues. Do we show some blocker? Yes, we do, and that's going to be it. So yes, Sosa is going to be taking TP Expose's pick, and yeah, now Source's Spirit. That is going to be a force to be reckoned with if you're TP Exposed. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what they can do in the next trials that come up, because seeing how XTAP was playing just then, I think he's on track for a very solid Spirit game. I mean, apart from the clips, okay, cut out the clips, and I think his confidence is still up there.
Not even with the clips, mate. He's just played a phenomenal game, realistically. I mean, again, the build being very strong, aiding him a map like on Coal Tower, I guess. It's like, it balanced out what, you know, is expected of Wesker, like these kinds of what the end game, like what end game result you can really expect. So, kudos to XTAP. Yeah, kudos again to TP Exposed. Just the never give up attitude is really good to see in this kind of community. It's good to see that everybody has really good sportsmanship and is playing for the right reasons. And it's a very good watch, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It was nice to see new faces, as I was saying before. So, like, nice to see new faces in comp, giving it their best shot in tournaments, and like just like this one, and definitely also seen a couple of new faces as well in the last couple of months in the tournaments that I've been in, staffing in anyway.
But there's one thing we're forgetting before we go into another intermission. We need to talk about t-shirts, Tom. T-shirts. You know what I like about t-shirts is that, you know, they keep them close. So there's a quick announcement we've got, everyone. We've got something super exciting to share with you. Our friends at Aki Bantara have decided to launch their brand and new apparel line called Arise. They're holding a giveaway. 3 lucky winners will be getting a free Arise shirt shipped right to their door. If you want to join, it's super simple. First follow Aki Bantara on Instagram, then fill out the Google form that will be provided. Make sure you enter your full name and country correctly. Now, here's the twist. Only one winner per country will be selected. If there's more than one winner that is drawn from the same country, there will be a reroll to ensure that 3 winners from 3 different countries are selected. Winners will be announced one by one every Sunday each week, so stay tuned and don't miss your chance to rep Aki Bantara with their freshly new Arise drop.
Oh, we could do the t-shirt thing again, but I'll just say it.
Flex it.
So,
The drip.
imagine this is a shirt, right? That you get back in 2017, and you really like the shirt until you see the Aki Bantara apparel, and then you're like, I wish I had. No, not this. Right? I don't care about this print here, not that much. You're going for the best, so give them a shout out, and the giveaways, of course, happening, and someone's gonna get it.
Make sure you get to win it.
Exactly.
Give me in it to win it. Now, with that being said, I think we're going to a little bit of an intermission while we get the next game set up for you guys. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a second. Welcome back, everyone, to the second set of tonight's second series and last series, might I add, where we will be seeing TP Expose versus Source. Now, we're going on to, I believe this is Source's pick of the Spirit now, with, I do believe it's Xtap playing the Spirit, and my god, this is going to be a sight to see if you're watching tonight, so... I do believe their Spirit back on the Cold Tower. Had a lot of Cold Tower sets today. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw so much Cold Tower in a competitive scene. Nevertheless, it is one of the more balanced maps in the game, so you'd be more likely to see it. Wait in on the Spirit. Going to be searching for any stray survivors, rotating to the what looks like the top side of the map at this point in time. So we do have a nice little 4-gen over at the top side. We do have the rest of the 3-gens kind of spread out on the bottom side. So maybe we can hold on to this if we're Xtap here. And we're seeing someone really early. We're just seeing someone walking towards the pallet. He's going to be trying to juke them out. They're at the pallet Xtap. So we've just decided to greed the pallet, which is kind of wild, but working out in our favor with taking chase onto the Yui here, but she's taken him to 11. And Xtap knows it. He wants to be protecting the generators that are uncorrupted and maybe making the survivors take chase to somewhere on the map that's a little bit more inconvenient. So good to just kind of leave the Yui knowing that she's going to be taking chases to the appropriate spots in the map where it's going to benefit her team. But we're going to be trying to spot her out again, knowing that nobody's on these generators being worked on, these uncorrupted generators. So we do see some scratch marks, but unable to find the survivor. Like, we're getting a little bit lost here, maybe struggling to really catch out the stealth, and I think that we've been sourced a little bit. No, we found the Yui again, who's going to be taking chase into the middle side of the map and probably going all the way down to Shack, so I can assume that the survivors will be working at the top side of the map, maybe towards the 1 area. Creating this first tag here, we're going to commit maybe, well, a very interesting drop. I'm not going to lie, I'm not too sure what that was all about. On the wrong side as well, so losing a little bit of distance on that drop, having to vault the pallet back over. Nevertheless, going to be continuing the chase here onto the Yui, who's going to be dropping the pallet at 7 and slow vaulting, but Xtap reads it perfectly, and that's going to be the pickup onto the Yui.
Now, finally we get some competition. Damn, TP Exposed showing the Jiggies how it's done. This is a very, very late hook into the clock, around 2 minutes in. Something that you would rarely see from Xtap Killer, but it's of course happened. Oh my god, they just found Nia here on this 8 stealthing, and that just might be able to make up for this extremely long first chase. They do get the swing and down onto Nia, and oh, it's just going to be a pick actually. So respecting potential unbreakable deliverance, but wow, I mean, extremely good find for Xtap. Maybe we can convert this into something here, as they know that Feng is zoned toward the bottom, but he's angling toward the top side. Might want to get some usage out of the next perks, and does spot out as Survivor walking or running away from the generation. So, okay, there's going to be another very fast tag, but that was Sloppy Butcher. It is going to be a little bit less painful for Survivors to reset. So, I think XTAP definitely in a comfortable position. I mean, despite such a long first chase, somehow the generators are not as highly progressed as I thought they would be. I was expected that generator to pop way earlier, but at least it pops now. But we do find that tunnel out here. Oh no, oh no.
Uh-oh. Problems, team. So... Wait.
Oh my god! He's literally getting Source Hunter. I have to take a joke. Oh my god. XTAP is getting...
There's no way. Source getting sourced, you wouldn't hear about it in a million years. That was like a really good dead hard by our Feng there, and I have been corrected. That is not a Yui, that is a Feng. Yeah, I'm an idiot, and I just can't see through the Discord being pixelated all the time. So anyway, we're going to be taking this chase onto the Feng here. Instantly going down after that wonderful dead hard we just saw. And in all honesty, he didn't want to pick out because it was obviously the decisive play, and he knew that. But just to have the dead hard come in at the exact time and get it perfectly spot on, that was just really, really nice to see. We're going to see the second stage come into our Feng here, and we're going to be seeing some scratch marks going towards the shack side. And I think the ngga hasn't really been too well positioned in a lot of scenarios in this match here. First getting caught out over a 9 unnecessarily behind the boxes in a very poor stealthing position, and just really not utilizing that corner check spot very well, knowing that you also have to play Spirit by Sound when in phase. But actually I don't know, I don't remember if she was in phase coming around that corner or not. Nevertheless, just or just coming a little bit too wide on that corner check spot, that way you can see through the window and the cracks of the window and whatnot. So now getting the hook onto the near there, now moving towards more of the middle side of the map. We're going to be looking if we can see any more survivors being working on these top generators. And we know that everybody's over at this 10 side. So, oh, wait, I've been corrected. He has seen the Feng over in the 10 side. XTAP's eyes are way better than mine because I definitely didn't see that. So now that the pre-drop onto 10 is happening, we're going to be faking the phase, and it works. There, I think that was a failed dead hard there, Tavi. I did see the animation for quite some time, but like it didn't fully register. I think we got dedicated there a little bit, which is quite unfortunate for our Feng here. Going for the pickup, and I do believe this is the death hook onto our Feng, unfortunately. So we'll be seeing her out of the trial at 3 generators remaining. Not really what you want as the survivor team, unfortunately. With also we have 2 stacks of pain res left over at our disposal, so this is going to be really rough in order to get any more generators on the board. And we do see the only generator in the trial being worked on currently. I can assume that the Cheryl would be probably resetting the ngga up more towards the shack side, or maybe they're just going to, yeah, they're not committing any generators, they're going for the reset. We're dropping the pallet on the outside fill out facing towards 1, and we're going to be looping the main building. Hopefully we can have a better chase. Don't have the God window, unfortunately, but we might have balance at our disposal. I'm not too sure. We get the quick tag onto Steve, and we're just not going to be checking if they have balance or like even remotely close to be committing to that chase, which is very well thought out by XTAP. He's played that very intelligently, and he's going to be checking the next generator over this 5 side, and he's just catching everybody out on the generators here. I just don't think that they're pre-leaving in time. I think they need to be a little bit more persistent on the communications. They need to realize when the killer's leaving and adapt to it a lot earlier than what they are, because right now they're just not pre-leaving early enough. They're just getting caught out, getting getting tagged for free basically, and it's just not working out in their favor. XTAP reading this these vaults on the filler in between mid 7 and 8, but that's quite unfortunate for the Cheryl going down, not instantly, but very quickly, some might say. Dropping the pallet is the ngga over at 5, and just going to be Wing away from that, but then utilizing the loop a little bit more and vaulting the window and maybe going towards the shack side of things. An important thing to note here is that XTAP has decided to slug, and it's created a lot more pressure. Now, Steve basically has 2 options here. Now that that's happened, that's pretty bad. He can either commit the generators over at the top side of the map so he can provide the 4K2, or he can go and try and pick up his friend all the way at 7, which in my opinion is not the play.
He needs to commit them.
This is rough. He is committing it, isn't he?
It was actually a fairly reasonably alright 3v1. The only problem was where you can just see there, look at that, Ania's dead. That was the entire reason why Xtap, I think, had the advantage going into 3v1, is because Ania was additionally on death hook. But now I'm just going to be slugging to try and find a Steve here in this 2v1. They are injured, so it will be a lot easier to find them, but they're very patient, and they do manage to get the pick up onto Shovel, so
will play.
not necessarily... Oh, wait, we see a crow fly over here. Somehow our Shovel, I don't know how the hell they managed to make it all the way up there, but I guess they're here now and taking the next chase as Steve has to find something to do. Maybe they can find something productive, but Shovel's going to be serving up the Jiggy on the plate with the live too. I don't think they make the Godfiller, but do they know the check spots? It would be interesting to see. No, there's a little bit of a panic, unfortunate there. So, yeah, Steve again going to be the last one live, but sees the scratch mark, so this might just be Raps here at a 4K3 result. So, depends though. I mean, Xtap could be sourced again as the pun keeps on returning to my arsenal of puns. But at least he has a bounce landing, so he can extend this chase out a little bit more. But Xtap's not satisfied. He wants to go for this face hit here on main, which is, I guess, understandable. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, me neither. I think he's trying to bait the balance landing proc, and he was, and we didn't get to see it for a third time, so that Steve successfully utilizes the balance landing to get over towards his 10 side, and is still kind of... I don't think he ever left Xtap. I don't think he ever left. He's still utilizing it very well, but I dare say his down is very imminent and incoming at the moment, so unfortunately not able to really capitalize on any more generators. So we will be seeing the 4K3, which is a 4K4 win con for our next Spirit player. It's going to be a very rough game. That is a very tall order against a most experienced team like Source. So seeing these final hooks in the game, what do you think, Tavi? Or what's the plan of action if you are the killer going into our next match? And what's the plan of action if you're Source? Do you just keep doing what you're doing? Do you do something different? Is there any need to do anything different?
Yeah, I think I feel like Source, like I'm just gonna take a shot here, but I think they're like a really chill team. I think they like, they've got good sportsmanship and they play fair. I don't know, something about them. They just, there's some great things I have to say, but I think they're just gonna play it just as normal on the survivor side, and if you're playing Keely here or TP Expose, really just play to your best. That would be my advice, as trying to like hammer yourself down on mistakes, that's just not going to improve anyone's day. So I think they just need to take it easy, just play the set out, get it over and done with, and 4K3 again, as you're saying, very, very difficult to try and achieve. So look, you could try and play for it. That's a fairly reasonable try, but it's, as you're saying, a tall order. So yeah, I think both sides should just take it easy, take it chill, let out some of the energy, as it's I think it's been quite a long day for a lot of us, and approaching midnight in Australia anyway, but approaching the potential bedtime hours of most normal people.
No, mate. It's only 10:16, so I'm up for a little bit longer, but yeah, for the rest of Australia, definitely a lot lower on the later side. But nevertheless, we will be going to see our friends in TP Expose try and match what Xtap has done here, which will be very interesting to see, but also a very tall order. So nevertheless, we'll be going into an intermission. Stay with us, guys. This could potentially be the final match of the night. Stay tuned. into what could potentially be the final game of tonight, where we'll see the TP exposed killer go up against the survivors of Source. Now, I've been informed that the killer of this match is very new to competitive, but also new to killer, which is like quite interesting, I believe. So it's really interesting to see what they could potentially do here. I think to throw out bizarre expectations such as a 4K4 against Source whilst being new to killer is a bit out of the water. So as long as we're probably getting a very good result, probably somewhere around anything that anything that includes a 4K will be really good for this killer. But nevertheless, again, taking into consideration that they're new, we can't really expect a lot too much. So it does look like it's a little in Source's favor. Nevertheless, it's not impossible for them to reach the win con or even the tie con, which is at 4K3. But we're just gonna have to wait and see, Tavi. I think we're gonna see outs. I think there's gonna be some stages. To be honest, I do presume that there's gonna be maybe 6 stages, anywhere between 3 and 6 stages for Source to have when it comes to a result.
You know, something I've seen as a part of Source is Frozen. Frozen usually, from what I saw very recently, he's been on the Steve Harrington, and now he's on his Claudette train. So I think Source is locked in. They've also got some very comp style outfits in the lobby. You will see when we load in, but definitely all these survivors, with of course the exception of Frozen, are quite quiet when they're injured. So that is definitely something to take note of. At Source, Source are going to be on top of this, but you know, they made a special effort to do it anyway for this 4K3 Tycon. So, well, we'll just have to see how TP Exposes Killer can do. And Cold Tower 1 as a Spirit. I don't play Spirit myself. I don't really know if there's much difference between the realms, but I believe it is sort of... the glass will help you out, I think, as the killer.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think we're having a little bit of lobby troubles at the moment as well. Everybody's ready, but like we're not actually loading in at this point in time, which is quite strange. Just bear with us for a second. Oh, no, as I say, that Caster's Curse, we are loading in today. So, yeah, like, to be honest, let's just hope it's not a rough game. Let's just hope that this killer is able to continue on. And like I said, I've really enjoyed the never give up kind of work ethic that these players have in this community. It's really nice to see that, you know, they're not just accepting defeat. They're not just raising up the white flag just yet, that they're really committed to improving and trying to give it their best shot and give it their all. It's really commendable. So moving on to this match though, as we load in, we're going to be seeing our killer player here in just a second as we load in. Seeing the survivor spawn more to the top side of the map and the killer spawning more to the bottom side of the map on the track side. So now with an interesting thing to note is that we haven't we have faced straight away now. We just took a few steps to kind of see what we're working with, and just looking towards this right, I guess 11 side lane, and we do spot some scratch marks here, which is quite interesting. You know, we're not going for really quite a stealth approach. I think we've been caught out a little bit here, but I'm not too sure who we're chasing here. We are chasing Thomas, our ADA, who's taken the first hit with Blythe, vaulted the pallet and gone straight to Shaq. I dare say we're going to be dropping this fairly early. Going to be creating as much distance as we possibly can and wrapping around to the outer side of Shaq, which is quite interesting, not going towards 5, utilizing the window. This is crazy work by Thomas. I don't understand. Like, I'm not too sure if there's a pallet filler outside here, and if there is at this God Rock, this could spell trouble a little bit for our killer player here. Being very patient is Thomas, dropping that pallet and just choosing not to vault it, which I do commend. That is very good play by Thomas here, going back to this other pallet here and getting a little bit lost to the source, our killer. I think they were a little bit bamboozled by Thomas here, who took a few steps around the other direction, and just now realizing that I think that the killer has just decided to leave for some unknown reason and just try to commit chase to a different survivor, but I just don't really see the point in it. They were very close to getting Thomas down, and that's very unlucky.
That's done. I mean, that's huge. I mean, Frozen manages to conserve that spin burst for later, and now pops it, tries to make it towards this top side of the map with the, of course, Corrupt being in it. But now with that first generator being doubled and our Spirit also trying to swing through the pallet to win a 50. And oh my god, the reset also coming from Thomas. I don't know if that was from the medkit or somebody else. Now Spirit has just lost pretty much all the pressure here, and I kind of would say the momentum's in the survivors' side to get this 4K1 win condition, as they do need to pop an extra generator to overcome the tie condition. But we do lock back onto Thomas again. You see the Ada footsteps, or hear the Ada footsteps as loud as they are, and continue chasing him around this 9-side tile. They might have light back, so he could make a play going on, and it is indeed the case. Taking the light, baiting the swing, and making his way all the way back towards this RL tile on the bottom of the map. And he's going to be continuing this chase, and knowing Source, I would not be surprised if 2 to 3 generators pop in the background. But a little bit of a mind game coming through as Thomas does kind of double back into our Spirit. It is going to give enough. Oh, okay, he's going 5 edge. That can only mean one thing, that the top side generators will pop on top.
If they're not 3-splitting these generators, I'll eat a literal shoe. I can't really stress how much I think that they are actually 3-splitting these generators, because we're going to be seeing them. Well, maybe 2s pop at the same time as we hook into the basement here. No pain res on S tiers, so unfortunately not able to really control the generators from this. Oh, is this A? There is pain res? Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, I've drawn a complete blank. Exactly.
We've seen pain res on every single other Spirit set, and
no, we have. I've just realised that. Is it Spirit A tier? Or am I just tripping?
We have Deliverance, Unbreakable. I don't think Plot Twist was allowed, but Deliverance, Unbreakable, Decisive Strike. We have a lot of strong anti-tunnel.
Wait, how did I not realise that?
It's fine,
anyway,
10 p.m. 10 p.m. and you're saying that Australia's late, eh?
We're going to be seeing some scratch marks here, just not really seeing any survivors around that side of the map though, but we know that they're working that generator and just choosing not to commit it by going back for our tunnel out, and just there's only one stage on the board, so Frozen doing a little bit of an FTP there on our survivor, I do believe that. Who was unhooked out of the basement? Was it Thomas? I think.
Yes.
But keeping them alive just to ensure that they're not being tunneled out. So getting a little bit lost now. We've completely lost. We've completely gone a little bit too far away. At that point in time, when you're that far on the map and you've seen those scratch marks, you do have to kind of commit what you're doing at that point in time. Because if you go back, you're just going to lose track of the survivors. You just either can't leave there in that situation as far as he did, or you have to commit that chase at 11. But anyway, we do see the Claude, and we're trying a little bit of a mind game over this Philip Pallet at 9, but no, the Claude's just going to keep on running around back to this 10 side of the map. Frozen taking this chase very nicely, as we see the 1-gen pop in the background, and now these generators are very much split apart. And I dare say that we're going to be seeing the last 2 pop very soon, and that there's going to be some outs here, Tavu.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a fairly good fight from TP Expos, but like with those generators popping this quickly, there's I would say really not much they could do. Even missing the swing on this 11 Rockfiller, trying to swing through, but it's just going to allow Frozen to get unzoned, and it's going to go out of this interaction empty-handed as Frozen makes his way towards main. Fairly safe now, but hold on, we're beelining back towards our Claudette. Maybe we can find something here. We actually do find Frozen. Maybe he did overstep a little bit, and it seems like he has. He did not make the edge map Z-wall, so it's going to be the second down of the trial coming in for Zonk, and I guess they don't really have much of a generator setup on the top side, which might explain why Frozen died there. But yeah, when Team Source doesn't pop a generator for a good 1 to 1.5 minutes, you know something's up. Like, you know they're just gonna be boom, 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 and then the trial's over and they're getting out.
Yep, we've seen it happen before. We've seen it happen earlier in the match where they just pop generators, like, you know, out of nowhere. Thomas taking this last of what seems to be like one of the last chases in the match, all the way down to this completed generator over at 4 with the filler pallet, and just okay. Well, so we've been red. nice down by our killer player here, and not too sure why they're going for a phase instead of the pickup, but nevertheless, we will be picking up Thomas and hooking him more towards the central part of the map over at the 3 side. And I don't really know what's happening here, Tavi. Like, we've expected more generators to be popped, and as I say that, there is another generator over at Shack, so we can only assume that they're doing 11. But some generators with some fair progress on them at the moment. I don't think they're really I don't think they really have a generator that's highly progressed, Tavi.
I refuse to believe that, but
You
nevertheless,
refuse to believe it? No, like, it could be halfway at 11.
I'd say like there's no way Source would be like that. I mean, look, to be fair, we're playing for the win condition. You play for the win condition, and that's the most important thing. As we do see that final generator pop on the is that bot side of the map? I couldn't really tell. So anyway, it was decided just around 30 seconds ago that Source were going to take the victory over TP Expose here. This Spirit set, their pick. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Their set going to be proved decisive in this best of 3, and they're going to be again going up in this winners bracket. And I'd like to see how TP Expose actually does in the lowest bracket, because we do have a lot of other teams returning into that. So it's going to be a competition, and I want to see how they fare in it. But yeah, Source going to be taking the 4th stage. Very impressive stuff.
Yeah, Source played very well. That's why they show they are forced to be reckoned with, that's for sure. They are definitely amongst some of the best players in the region. So kudos to them for winning, but also kudos for TP Exposed for giving it their all and not giving up and not raising the white flag just yet. Anyway, just before we decide to leave you guys on that note, we have one more thing to announce to you, and that is t-shirts. If you want a t-shirt, if you want to enter the giveaway, we've got something super exciting from our friends to celebrate the launch of their brand new apparel line called Arise. They're holding a giveaway. Yep, 3 lucky winners will each get a free Arise shirt shipped right to your door. If you want to join, it's super simple. First, follow Ekibantara on Instagram, then fill out the Google form that would be provided. Make sure to enter your name, country correctly. Now, here's the twist: only one winner per country will be selected. If more than one winner is drawn from the same country, there'll be a re-roll to ensure 3 winners from from 3 different countries will be selected. Winners will be announced one by one every Sunday each week, so stay tuned and don't miss your chance to rep Ekibantara with their fresh new Arise drop.
And yeah, I mean, I believe if the camera was on me, then you would see my beautiful t-shirt here, which I would happily give up. But unfortunately, it's not. So I think it's just my voice that you'll be hearing right now. And confirmation has just come through from the match staff side. And Source is going to take the split set 42-13. So again, something that potentially was a little bit more clear cut. So yeah, very well played to both sides again. Source, very nice. They go up in the bracket. Might be playing against 2 Savage next week. So that would be monster match to come up. But yeah, TP Exposed also well played. I bid you the best of luck in your lowest bracket, Hunter.
Yeah, Source and 2 Savage always a really good match to be watching. I won't lie, I'm really excited for that one, Tavi. But yeah, no, it's been a pleasure casting with you. It's been a pleasure to watch these games, and this was my 2nd time ever casting, so definitely very good for me to get my foot in the door and kind of give it a go. I enjoyed it very thoroughly. But on that note, we will be leaving you guys with that. Stay tuned for the next matches. They'll be posted in the Discord. Make sure to be following all the socials. Make sure to enter the giveaway as well. And we will be seeing you guys next time next week in week 2 for some exciting matches. So please stay tuned. Please stay posted, and we'll catch you all later. Have a good night, and I bid you farewell.